Static Selector.
Yeah, we all reppin' for Boston, man. All green, everything. Brought up, we were bleeding green. You ain't got our history on you. We all reppin' for Boston, man. All green, everything. Brought up, we were bleeding green. You ain't got our history on you.
Static Selector.
Yeah, we all reppin' for Boston, man. All green, everything. Brought up, we were bleeding green. You ain't got our history on you. We all reppin' for Boston, man. All green, everything. Brought up, we were bleeding green. You ain't got our history on you.
Yeah.
Static Selector.
Yeah. Yeah.
Static Selector.
Yeah. Yeah.
Static Selector.
Yeah, we all reppin' for Boston, man. All green, everything. Brought up, we were bleeding green. You ain't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Static Selector.
Yeah. Boston. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boston.
Static Selector.
Yeah. Boston. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boston.
Static Selector.
Yeah. Boston. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boston. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boston. For the statements and the arraignments, and it's getting stranger and stranger. Lockdown Boston, we in danger, in danger. Pressure is cooking in the chambers. Feel my anger, feel my anger. And told the commission some gamble and some fish. It's the action, it's the risk, man. Ain't this a bitch? Politics, a big block party at the mall, national news and all that other shit. Yeah.
Static Selector.
That's the sound that I wanna eat.
Mic check to the gods.
I just wanna chill and twist a lie, catch stunts in my 745. You drive me crazy, shorty. I need to see you and feel you next to me. I provide everything you need, and I like your smile. I don't wanna see you cry. Got some questions that I gotta ask, and I hope you can come up with the answers, babe. Girl, hey, it's easy to love me now. Hey, would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Girl, it's easy to love me now. Now, would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If I didn't smell so good, would you still hug me? If I got locked up and to a quarter century, could I count on you to be there to support me mentally? If I went back to a hoopty from a Benz, would you poof and disappear like some of my friends? If I was hit and I was hurt, would you be by my side? If it was time to put in work, would you be down to ride? I get out and peel a brother cap, chill and drive. I'm asking questions to find out how you feel inside. If I ain't rap cause I flip burgers at Burger King, would Would you be ashamed to tell your friends you're feeling me? In the bed, if I use my tongue, would you like that? If I wrote you a love letter, would you write back? Now we could have a little drink, you know, a nightcap, and we could go do what you like. I know you like that. Girl, it's easy to love me now. Oh, now, would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Girl, it's easy to love me now. Woo. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Now would you leave me if your father found out I was thugging? Do you believe me when I tell you you the one I'm loving? Are you mad cause I'm asking you 21 questions? Are you my soulmate? Cause if so, girl, you a blessing. Do you trust me enough to tell me your dreams? I'm staring at you trying to figure how you got in them jeans. If I was down, would you say things to make me smile? I treat you how you wanna be treated, just teach me how. If I was with some other chick and someone happened to see, and when you asked me about it, I said it wasn't me, would you believe me or up and leave me? How deep is our bond if that's all it takes for you to be gone? We only humans, girl, we make mistakes to make it up, I do whatever it takes. I love you like a fat kid love cake. You know my style, I say anything to make you smile. Girl, it's easy to love me now. Oh no, would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Girl, it's easy to love me now. Oh, would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me, girl? Could you love me in a Bentley? Could you love me on a bus? I'll ask 21 questions, and they all about us. Could you love me in a Bentley? Could you love me on a bus? I'll ask 21 questions, and they all about us.
Check to the guards. I go by the name of J.F.K.
And I go by Kevy Kev.
We're currently number 3 on the runway. This is a message from the flight deck. If you have a carry-on, please put it up in the overhead compartment. If you have a backpack, please stick it underneath the seat. Make sure it's real tight because things move in flight. But before you do, make sure you take out your Cliff Bars, your Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Hershey's Kisses, vapes, nips, whatever your vice might be, because we're about to take you up to 39,000 feet. Put your trays up. Do remember, turbulence in the chat keeps the plane rocking, and we got goals in different area codes. Populate them goals, and let's get the conversation moving. I'm looking at my satellite. It's looking like some clear air turbulence tonight. So when that seatbelt sign's illuminated, make sure you buckle the F up because things can get a little crazy. For sure. For sure. For sure. Kevy Kev 781 on the Cash App. God damn, we got some clear air turbulence right off the bat, people. Hold on a minute. We got some turbulence right off the rip.
Yeah. Turbulence in the chat. Turbulence in the chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boston.
Static
Turbulence in the
selected.
chat. Turbulence in the chat. Boston.
We don't care on this channel. This is Pot 21.
Hello, people. Let's see those green shamrocks in the chat for Eddie up in Gardner.
Remember, whatever they're saying on other channels, that's your problem, not me problem, man.
care now what you say. I'll do alright by myself, 'cause I know.
When you look at the evidence, you'll see the truth. What's the truth? When you look at the evidence, you'll see the truth. What's the truth?
'Cause I remember all the times I tried so hard, and you laughed in my face 'cause you held the cards. Don't care anymore. And I really ain't bothered what you think of me, 'cause all I want of you is just to let me be. I don't care anymore. You hear, I don't care no more. I don't care what you say. I never did believe you much anyway. I won't be there no more, so get out of my way. Let me by. I got better things to do with my time. I don't care anymore. You hear, I don't care anymore. I don't care no more. You listen, I don't care no more. No more. Yeah, yeah.
The evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
Thank you for all the turbulence. Thank you so much. We got some turbulence right off of takeoff. Appreciate it. We don't care over here. What we do care about, one thing we do care about is running the DNA. We got Becky. We got Think Speaks with 5 JFK memberships. Thank you so much, Think Speaks. We got Miss Suzanne. She gifted a 1 JFK membership. We got Miss Christina. Let's go. Thank you so much. That's so kind. And we got Sturdy Gal. She's sturdy. She doesn't mess around. She's a go-getter. Aaron Murphy coming through. Love from the 978. Love. Free Bird, of course, with the gifted 5 JFK memberships. Becky G, hold on a minute. We got some more turbulence on takeoff. We got goals at 39,000 feet, and we got the one and only, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only. Nan Gallagher is in the building. The one and only. Oh, man. Everybody strap
Ladies
up.
and gentlemen, we do thank you very much for your attention, and now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the takeoff. The captain has made tower communications available, so if you'd like to monitor the air traffic system, you'll find that on channel 9 and your headsets in the seat pocket in front of you. We'll give you a little more information about our service plan for our flight this evening as soon as we're in the air. Thank you, and again, welcome aboard.
I remember when we first started. You
We got Nan Gallagher in the chat. We don't care anymore. How we doing out there? We're 39,000 feet. Everybody can take that seatbelt off and move along the cabin.
Let's go. Let's go, people.
If you don't know what that means put the red up in the chat because this is a disclaimer. Not to be mistaken with a disclaimer. How do we say it from around our part of town?
Disclaimer.
Not to be mistaken with a disclaimer. Nan says she doesn't care anymore. I want y'all to understand that. Point blank, end of the story. She doesn't care anymore. She don't play the same games you play. She says disclaimer. She doesn't say disclaimer. There's a difference. There's a big difference. So hit rewind, clip that, and decipher that. All right. And then as you're doing that, rub it on your chest, bang your head off the sink, and fall all the way the fuck back. Thank you.
Well, we're glad you're here with us. I'll tell you that, Nan.
Well, I found out some information today. Duke, my man from Jersey, motivation on to keep fighting to good fight for justice. Test the DNA for Christ's sake. God damn, Duke, you're absolutely right. Got a lot of red up in the chat. Some things are left best unsaid. You know what I mean? There's really nothing to speak on, nothing really to talk about. Because when you argue with a clown, or when you argue with clowns from a distance, people can't tell who the clown is.
You end up part of the circus.
Let me say that again. When you argue with a bunch of clowns, you know.
Clown! You are a clown! A clown!
From a distance, people don't know who the clown is. So some things are left best unsaid, but
you are a clown! A clown! You
we're 39,000 feet.
Feels good up here above all the bullshit.
Feels real good in the 777. Everything's good. You checked the tires before we took off because one of them was kind of low.
I did. But that cold weather leaving Boston, I'll tell you, you got to adjust for it.
Yeah, for sure.
We're good though. We'll get home.
Good. So what I found out today, talking to my man Jay Brilliant, I don't see him in the chat. Jay Brilliant, where you at? You out there? Mic check to the gods. Jay's usually here every time. And before we get started, 22 minutes in flight. Big shout out to Natalie D, What the Duck, Norman, Corey, of course, making changes. Josie, she is a mod too, but she's on a vacation far away. I don't know where she is, but she pops in from time to time. And if she's on the replay, what up, Josie? All our mods. Freebird's a mod? No, I didn't make Freebird a mod. I'm thinking I'm forgetting mods over here. I know Kevy Kev's a mod, right? You're a mod, right, Kev?
Yeah.
Did I give you a wrench? Yeah. And everybody in the chat, man, give it up. Peace signs up for Kevy Kev 781. Always holding you down. go over to Kevy Kev 781 right now and give him a sub and or hit him on the Cash App, Kevy Kev 781. He likes to smoke cigarettes a lot. Whatever your vice might be. Me, I was chasing lemon donuts down today.
God
Kevy
damn.
Kev knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
No clowns allowed. Thank you, Miss Christina, again. Appreciate that.
Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to fucking. Nobody wants to budge with those lemon donuts either,
It's all a conspiracy.
right?
God damn, I just wanted a lemon donut, god damn it.
Motherfucker had a whole rack full.
A whole rack lying in the drive-thru. I'm like, you got a lemon donut? He's like, nah. I said, all right, man, I'm gonna come in. He said, all right. I come in, there's about 100 lemon donuts. I go, bro, what the fuck is that? There's 100 of them. He said, oh, I didn't know. You didn't notice 100 lemon donuts?
Not everybody's buying a lemon donut. They're good though.
Yeah,
I told you
man,
they get a little
goddamn.
messy, you know.
You get a little messy. Oh, JFK, our girl Nan, of course, the one and only, the fabulous Nan. JFK, I tried a lemon donut at Market Basket the other day. Nice. Them ones are good. They taste even better when you buy them with an EBT card.
Yeah, they got
For
these.
some reason,
they got these apple cider, the apple cider donuts right now at Market
oh,
Basket.
Market Basket came up, kid.
Oof. God damn.
Is that some? You got some on your shirt right there?
Nah, I'm good. Not tonight.
Not tonight. Dan, you live
Not
right
yet,
down.
at least.
You live right down the street from the Basket, kid, too.
Yeah.
That's a real issue. Well, Jay Brilliant, I don't know where he's at. He must be working hard, real hard. But Jason Brilliant, there was a March of 1995. Why don't you explain what happened in March of 1995? 3 months, well, actually, like 4 months prior to Janet Downing's murder. There was something else that happened in Somerville, Massachusetts, right, Kevin?
Yeah. Deanna Cremens, her murder took place. She was 17. Allegedly, she was, as it goes, is that she was with her boyfriend for most of the night. He went to walk her home, only walked her halfway for some reason. Normally, he walked her the whole way. And she never made it home. And ends up finding out that 2 kids that she babysat, they were on their way to elementary school, and they found her. She was dead. That was another unsolved murder in my eyes. Sad.
Turbulence in the chat. Turbulence in the chat.
Keeps the brain rocking.
LTL Media, god damn. Keep doing your thing, JFK. Thank you, LTL. Appreciate you, brother. What the Duck, Mama Duck is here. And let me explain what Mama Duck is. What the Duck, what type of duck she is. See, there's all types of ducks. But what the Duck, she's the Mama Duck. I mean, she's the alpha duck. If she's walking with her ducklings and you're walking with your ducklings are going to follow her ducklings because she got that much clout, that much pull, that much power, that much presence. Mama Duck. Peace to Mama Duck. What the Duck? Karen, what up, girl? If they tested the DNA in Janice's case, it might be linked to other cases. Well, March of 1995, just to add to what Kevy Kev said and bounce it off Kevy Kev, if Janet didn't get murdered the way she got murdered, and this thing didn't happen with Eddie O'Brien, do you think there would have been more light on the Deanna Cremens case? Considering it's in the same city, same county, same DA, so on and so on?
Yes. I mean, they were in the middle of the investigation still with that, with that whole case.
This is your chat. This is your chat, people. Turbulence in the chat. Turbulence in the chat.
Keeps the brain rocking.
E Pags, happy Monday to you too. Thank you, Pags. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Deanna case was, they were in the middle of, the investigation, I'm sure. I mean, a couple months after, we're talking 3 months after, and then this happens with Janet. I mean, it's just, like you said, same city.
CPAC.
Another woman,
Young woman, 17.
Yeah.
Young lady, not even a woman. Young lady. A young girl. I mean, period. Young girl would be the better word for it, We got Ron Brilliance up in here, and of course, I take Ron Brilliant is related to Jay Brill. We got Jay Brill is here. Thank you, Jay Brill. I was looking for you. I was looking all over the place. I didn't know where you was. Glad that you're here, Jay Brill. We need you here, bro. Peace signs up for our boy Jay Brill behind the scenes. He's working too. And I was talking to Jay Brill. If you didn't hear me, I was talking about, something that you ran by me today, and I'm building up to it. So be clear, Jay Brill once again comes through with a bombshell. Something that might blow your mind, but as I build to it, I wanted to set the stage. There was a taxi driver. What was his name?
Adi Ortiz.
He said he didn't play just one taxi stand. He said he played the whole city, right? When we talked to him, he was a taxi driver.
He said he didn't have a particular spot. He played them all.
And we talked to a girl named Danny, right?
Yep, that was Virginia's daughter. I mean,
Gina's daughter.
Gina's daughter, across the street.
She was 17 on the night of July 23rd, 1995, 30 years ago, and she smoked bud, weed, pot with, what's his name again?
Adi.
What was it?
Adi Ortiz. God damn. Got me over here. Are we live?
Yeah, we live, bro. We are live, son. God damn, son. Oh, man. So Adi, he absolutely combed the whole city, right, in this taxi. And he sold weed, and that was like his little front, right?
Yep.
Jason Brilliant is here. Jay Brill, what up?
What's going on, people?
What up, my man?
Nah, just chilling.
Chilling. Nice.
I didn't get a notification. I don't know what happened. I didn't even hear my phone or nothing.
That's all right. You here now, though, my brother?
I'm here.
I'm building up to something, right? So bear with me here. And I'll
All
pass
right.
I'm gonna pass it to you too, since we got a three-man weave. So what was his name again? Kevy Kev?
Adi.
And he combed the whole city.
Dude, you fucked me up, man. I thought we talked about this, man.
God damn.
Fuck.
Oh shit.
This fucking dude.
This is your chat. This is your chat, people.
I had some choice words that, I was told I can't use on you, man. So just give us a couple minutes, all right?
So he was Danny said that she used to see him at the Star Market on Broadway. Come to find out. Now let me ask Danny this. Ask Jay Brill this. Danny said he used to hang out at the Star Market on Broadway. She's seen him over there a couple times. Is it true that Deanna might have worked at that Star Market on Broadway? Jay Brill, did you hear that?
I did hear that, but I can ask Danny if you want.
Yeah, so we heard that. We don't know if that's 100%, but he was around the neighborhoods, right? And Danny said that Artie knew Deanna Kremen, right, Jay Bro?
He did know her. Yes, he did.
And he sold weed to the young kids around the hood, right?
He definitely did.
So in 1993, you tracked down a picture, right?
Yes, sir.
And then in 1995, when she passed away in March, there was a sketch of a person who was wanted for questioning for her murder and sexual assault, right?
Yes, there was.
Now you guys tell me what you guys see here. There's the sketch, and there's Adi back in 1995.
In the middle.
Adi's in the middle. That's the sketch, if you guys can see that.
Can you blow that up?
That's as big as I can get it, bro, right now. I can make it bigger, though. I got to just mess with it real quick. I'm breaking up. I don't think I was breaking up. My internet says I'm good.
I
I'm
hear
gonna
you
make,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Let me see if I can make that bigger. Hmm. It's pretty wild, huh? What do you guys think over there?
That's
You guys
fucking
can see that?
wild. That's fucking wild, bro.
That's exactly what I said. I seen James Jackson post that sketch, and I seen the picture that I had. I said, "What the fuck? I gotta send this to these guys."
What's the chat saying? He had a lot of hair on
They
his
should
head.
run a facial recognition. That's what the chat's saying.
It's a little bit bigger. Hold on. Obviously, we're looking at the guy in the middle, obviously. J.F.K. never answered me. What? What am I supposed to answer? What are we talking about here? It looks like Adi, to be honest. That's creepy. Adi been busy as fuck. The eyes.
And then they said they seen his cab at the murder scene. That's just weird.
Well, I seen in the
Wow,
chat.
Adi.
I seen in the chat too. People who, a couple people said that Deanna lived behind Star Market. Well, it's where you were just saying she lived behind Star Market there.
Thank you, Lisa McDonald. She said, wow, Adi had a tough paper route. Didn't age well. Yikes. Yeah, he's out there stealing papers too. What is shooting drugs, non-informants think? I mean, shoot informants, not drugs. What does he think? I know he's up in here. What are you feeling about that, brother? With your crazy ass.
Someone said that the steps from Star Market goes to Deanna's house.
Say what again?
Says the steps next to Star Market went to Deanna's house.
Hmm. Becky saying that's the same person. Damn, Becky. Damn. When did Adi and Carol get married? Anybody know?
That I
Right age,
haven't
Star
found out.
Market. Had steps down. Disturbing as fuck, Renee said. Renee, hope you're feeling better, girl. Nurse of Interest, Brotherhood Love. Thank you so much, Nurse of Interest. I'm not seeing it. He looks kind of like her ex. That could be true, too. Just something to run by you guys. How old is Adi in this pic? That was 1990, not 93. You saying?
That was 93.
Looks exactly like Adi. God damn.
I said the
Yeah.
same thing.
We're getting a lot of mixed reactions on that. It doesn't rule him out, in my opinion. Chrissy is Adi's goddaughter, right? Yeah. Oh, married in 1990. Thank you, Norman Corey. My bad, bro. He was 28 in that pic, huh? He was 28 in that pic?
I don't know. Yeah. You think so? The
Yeah.
kids?
Well, he was 28, right? Because in 93, he was, in 95, he was 30, he said. She said, thank you, J.F.K. The struggle is real, for sure. For sure, for sure. For sure. But, I want to talk to you guys about something, right? I've been covering juvenile law for a long time. And I've been talking about the juvenile justice system for a long time. And people might have asked, well, why haven't you covered the Eddie O'Brien case? I mean, I covered a lot of things, and I spoke on Eddie O'Brien.
A few times.
Yeah, a few times, but I actually, did my own series, I did a series called DYS Untold. And I'm going to play you what I was doing and what type of content I make. And Eddie O'Brien falls right in line with this. I'm going to play something that was about 2 years ago. I did this series. And this is going to give you an idea of the old Boston, what it was like leading up to Eddie O'Brien, right in that pocket from 1991, 92, 93, 94, 95, right in that pocket, how things were shifting, how there was gangs in Boston. I'm going to take you back to the old Orchard Park. I'm going to take you back to how kids got tried as an adult. I'm going to take you back to the DYS system, and then I'm going to take you back to the present day. I'm going to give you guys an idea how juvenile detention, the long lasting effects of it, and what it does to the mind. And obviously, like imprisonment, you get out, it's a long road for recovery. But everybody I ever talked to that ever did DYS time or did jail time always says DYS has a different type of feel to it, does something different to the brain. And I'm sure Eddie's the same. And me and Eddie, we're very similar because we did DYS time. A lot of kids skip DYS, go right to jail. But that DYS pocket, this is where you got to watch your kids. This is where parenting comes in. This is where it all starts. The ecosystem of feeding kids to the jail. I mean, excuse me, feeding kids to the court system in school because the kid doesn't want to sit in English class and he's talking too much, or he's not showing up in his gym clothes, and he's not he's not doing the right thing in school. So what do? You bring him to court. And then the judge says, you got to do this, you got to do that. Then the parents use that over their head. And then one day they put cuffs on the kid. And once you put handcuffs on a kid, you lost that kid. These are the hard facts, the ecosystem. And they did that. They're still doing it now. Some things never change. Some things never change. And I'm going to parallel. I'm going to talk about all this tonight about how some things never change. And we're going to talk about Tupac too, how some things never change. Because Eddie, 30 years, Cameron Reed, to this day, some things never change. Scumbags, they never change. Being a decent human being, that never changes. Life, death, that never changes. Accountability, that never changes. Some things never change. So I'm going to take you on this ride to understand what Massachusetts, the politics, on Part 21 tonight, the politics in Massachusetts, how it was all formulating, how it was all coming to land right off of Eddie O'Brien's chest. So take a walk with me, please. And I'm going to play some content that I did. Just gotta find it. Everybody buckle up.
Buckle up. Yeah, this is some good shit.
Buckle up, people. Be clear, this is the difference between content, a real content creator, and these bozos who just screen share and yap all day. This is content for your head, people. I'm taking you back to 1991, juvenile detention, taking to Orchard Park, where New Edition is from. Here we go.
How y'all feeling out there? Welcome to DYS Untold. I'm your host, J.F.K. You're not too cool for the seatbelt. I'll take you on a ride. Let's go. How y'all feeling out there? Welcome to DYS Untold. I'm your host, JFK. You're not too cool for the seatbelt. I'll take you on a ride. Let's go. Seen the judge, right? He was like, I think this kid could be rehabilitated. He was going on that he had no prior record. He had 26 people that stood up and said that, you know, he's a good kid and things like that. And that was the cat Damien, right?
Just on our arrival here that we were dealing with two bystanders, our innocent victims. One of the children was a fairly small child. I'm talking somebody less than 4.5 feet tall.
The shootings occurred about 8:15 last night as 11-year-old Charles Copney and Corey Grant, 15, played outside Copney's house on Highland Avenue. Neighbors say a group of teenage boys approached. Shots were fired and everyone scattered. Charles Copney, who was supposed to go inside momentarily, instead became the youngest fatal shooting victim in Boston's history.
I had a DYS tracker named Lamont. He used to pick me up from high school, and he was real cool, but he was from OP, and he actually took me to Orchard Park, all wearing trailblazing shit, and it was crazy, man. Oh, and this is the same place that Bobby Brown, you know, New Edition, came from. So it was a real thorough place, and I seen it with my own eyes. I actually was inside the projects right there, and just little white kid, you know, I was 15 years old.
Orchard Park was grimy. So keep in mind when you hear Can You Stand the Rain and you see Bobby Brown, this is where they were from. This is old Boston right here. This is Orchard Park. This is where they say disclaimer, not disclaimer. Disclaimer is about an hour out, like around Worcester and shit, around that like weird part of town. This is disclaimer.
The events of that rainy spring night would make headlines for months. 3 suspects would face a judge for their role in the shootings. 16-year-old Willie Dunn, 15-year-old Teron Harris, and the trigger man, 15-year-old Damian Bino. Bino, Dunn, and Harris were all freshmen in high school. They considered themselves junior members of a local gang known as the Trailblazers.
They decided to go out one day with a strap and just randomly shoot at these kids. They wanted to be in the Trailblazers. They wanted to be in the gang. They wanted that name.
Yeah, we're out of here. Get out with OP.
I want to be one of the top. I want to be one of the top. One of the big ones.
Mm-hmm. Wanted to be a top dog.
Yeah.
What is it about? What was it about being a top dog that
So this is Damien. This is when he was in DYS. They were interviewing him.
you thought would be cool?
Get a lot of respect.
Mm-hmm. Did you not get respect otherwise?
Yeah, but I mean, you get much respect, even from other gangs that you got beef with.
These are the cats we was in the system with all the time. Juvenile offenders. Young kids that did some wild things. Killers at a young age.
The evidence before me was that, he was a mom and apple pie kid. The evidence that came before me basically was, prior to November, he had never been into any real serious trouble.
In his ruling, Judge McGill described Damien as the product of a single-parent home whose hunger for a father figure led him to kill in order to be accepted by the Trailblazers. He said Damien was rehabilitatable. The mothers of Charles and Corey felt he'd just kicked dirt on their sons' caskets.
They come up with the same shit all the time.
Damien Bino should have been not tried as an adult. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel.
Can you give them a reason why you shouldn't be in adult prison?
I think I can get help. I think I can get help.
So keep in mind, he didn't get tried as an adult. Damien didn't get tried as an adult, but they hit everybody with the joint venture law back then. 3 of them. They hit them all with the joint venture law. One of them was 17. He got tried as a juvenile. Damien got tried as a juvenile.
And I can be with the I don't know how to say that.
Rehabilitated.
Yeah, rehabilitated.
But yeah, it's crazy because the judge was like, he could be rehabilitated. And the kid Damien didn't even know how to say the word rehabilitate. So much violence happened and the juveniles would only go in until they was 21 years old.
Damien Bino killed 2 people. He'll be free in 5 years, maybe even sooner. If Willie Dunn is convicted of first-degree murder, he could get life in prison. It sounds strange, that the trigger man gets to stay in the juvenile system and the 2 guys that went with him just kind of went along for the ride, end up looking at life in Walpole.
It may sound strange, but it's what the law dictated. I can only follow the law, and the legislature said the sole concern that I had in looking at these 3 individuals was, could any of them be amenable to treatment? If so, they stayed in the juvenile system.
In Judge McGill's opinion, Willie Dunn at 16 showed no signs of ever becoming a productive citizen. The judge heard only 2 witnesses testify in his behalf. 21 persons testified in support of Damien Bino. Judge McGill says it was the preponderance of evidence that led him to make his decision. He could have been held in the Department of Youth Services. Willie Dunn grew up in what could be called the wrong side of the tracks in Orchard Park, the Harrison Avenue side. There are more abandoned apartments here, more drug customers. Maintenance crews are scared to come in.
Those kids are just criminals. They have these guns illegally and they're just, using them all illegally. Why shouldn't we lock them all away? What do you say to people like that?
Willie Dunn, because of his past criminal record and because of an evaluation, he had 15 people testifying at his transfer hearing. He wasn't even a shooter. He got tried as an adult. Damien, who shot and killed 2 people, got tried as a juvenile and went home 5 years later. This was the shit. Politics as usual in Massachusetts. This dude didn't shoot nobody, didn't kill anybody. And he got tried as an adult and went upstate with a life bid. Pay attention.
Put them in a project like we are, getting them the same amount of money our parents making everything. See what they do.
They got tried as adults and they didn't even pull the trigger. So this is what was going on back then. So then you got guys like me and a whole bunch of other DYS kids going inside these facilities with kids who are up against this. You know, so there was a lot of tension back then.
It's clear and unmistakable that juveniles who commit acts of violence will be treated with the same level.
Keep in mind, this is the guy who changed the DYS law. This is our governor at the time, Governor Weld. F. Weld, William F. Weld. There he is, Governor Weld in 1991. There he is. This, would you believe it? This was the frame up. This is 91. 4 years later, here comes Eddie O'Brien. This was the build up to it. So keep in mind, I didn't cover Eddie O'Brien, but I covered the groundwork leading up to Eddie O'Brien. But guess what? I'm covering Eddie O'Brien now. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? We're here now.
God damn.
We're here now.
Of seriousness as adults.
From this point on, known as the Copney-Grant Act of 1991. So I'm happy to sign the bill.
Like I said, Willie Dunn was being tried as an adult, him and the other cat. The other cat ended up getting acquitted. Willie Dunn ended up beating the murder case and only got 5 years. And Damien only did until he was 21 years old in the DYS system. Now, I guess the judge was wrong, right? Because Willie Dunn went on to become a great guy in the community, turned his life around and actually helps the kids in the inner city of Boston. And Damien just got 17 and a half years in the feds, in and out of jail his whole life. And that's what happens. Now, maybe Damien could have been rehabilitated, right? But once you get up in that DYS system and you come home, it's hard to get out of it, man. Your mindset. But yeah, crazy times, man.
Thank you for watching, people. Thank you for watching. So William Dunn ended up beating the murder case, but he ended up catching a 5-year bid. He beat the murder. Basically, they didn't want to charge him, whatever it was. You know, he made a deal, and he did 5 years upstate. William Dunn only did. Damien came home after when he turned 21. He came home after killing 2 people. The other kid that was with him beat the case altogether. They probably now process it, you know, because that's just what they did. I assume that's what they did. No process, so just kicked it to the curb. They just wanted the 2 main guys. But Damien ended up having a career. He's a career criminal, and William Dunn actually works in DYS.
Did you believe it?
So this is what they were doing. The 16-year-old kids, juvenile offenders. This is what they were doing back then, right? Kids were, you know, he was an accident murderer. You know, he just shot at the steps, ba 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 ba, and he hit a couple of kids. He didn't mean to kill him, you know. It was an accident, you know. But if you point the gun and you shoot, them are the repercussions, right?
That's right.
But this was the groundwork. This is what was going on. You seen what Boston looked like in 1991? It didn't look much different in 1995. 4 years later, that's what was going on in the inner city. That was the baseline. So now they want to target that, right? But they can't target that because if they say the super predators are them, it's a racial undertone. So we need to figure out a guy that we can say we want to change the juvenile law, and we want to get harsh against guys like that. But we can't say that, can we? So what we'll do is we'll have a poster child, and boom, we found it, a unicorn, just like the Karen Reed case, a unicorn case. Karen Reed never got in trouble. Would you believe it? It was cops who killed cops. Would you believe it? It was a cover-up from the DA to the Canton Police Station to the state police. Everybody knew each other. It's a unicorn case. That type of shit doesn't happen every day. The Eddie O'Brien case was a unicorn case somewhat too because he's an altar boy. He never been in trouble. But we can frame it up and we can say he's a sexual predator, a deviant. We want to change the laws because super predators like Eddie O'Brien. But as soon as they implement that law and that law changes for Eddie O'Brien, they're not going after the super sexual predators. No, because we see what they do to sexual predators. They let them come home. They go right back to the hood, and they target the people unfortunate, the people with different color skin than us, or people with the same color skin, the poor people that are just not living, that just never got it. The 80s and the 80s was a very transitional time. We didn't have information. We didn't know anybody outside of our neighborhood. It just was what it was. We was uninformed. We thought Russia was going to hit a button and we were all going to blow up. I remember being in school. Everybody thought Russia was going to fucking hit us with a nuclear weapon. We were so misinformed. So for the people, that's why you got to give much respect to the O'Briens, Trisha and Big Ed, because they navigated out of that, got a house, had jobs. Many people from that space and time, they were lost. They were suspended in time. They were misinformed, misdiagnosed. And then it trickled down into the kids. So that's what you're dealing with politics as usual in the Massachusetts system. And Eddie was the poster child, same way Karen Reed was the poster child to what's going on now. So if it wasn't for guys like Damien and Will, Sean Ellis, Mulligan, Charles Stewart, all these cases, right? And then have a face to change laws and go after anybody who fits that look, just stereotyping people. That's how they changed the law. And with Karen Reed, here we are now. She's changing things. Her case, John O'Keefe, his death is changing the outlook of corruption. Because now you can believe that maybe a state trooper.
Bringing awareness, yeah.
You might be able to believe a CPAC dude might have put some blood in that house. You see Morrissey protecting what he built, and you seen Riley up on the scene with Eddie O'Brien. So now you understand now. Without no Karen Reed case, if I was speaking on the Eddie O'Brien case right now, you guys might not really believe it. But you believe it more after seeing the fuckery that happened behind the Karen Reed case. So sometimes you got to go back to go forward. Or sometimes you got to go forward, then go back. But some things never change. Some things never change. Jay Brilliant, what's going on, brother?
I'm just listening.
What's up?
Can you hear? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. You good,
All right.
loud and clear. What's going on, Kevy Kev 781?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, like you said, I mean, to parallel off the Karen Reed case, I mean, it just brought a lot of awareness of what they're capable of, and that goes for, local police stations, the Massachusetts State Police. I mean, right up the chain. I mean, even just, I mean, not for nothing, but even with the judge, it just didn't sit right. None of it sat right. I mean, a lot of people are aware of it. And then when we like right now, we're talking about this Eddie O'Brien case. I mean, and we're seeing things that back then, I feel like back then in the mid 90s, people weren't ready to challenge the judicial system or challenge the courts.
They didn't know how to.
Exactly. I mean,
there was no blueprint.
So, I mean, it just, when you're going over these cases, even with the Deanna Kremen case, I mean, just the poor investigation and why is it left cold? I mean, that there's a family that needs answers.
And you seen that family crying when they found out that um Damien was going to be tried as a juvenile. They were crying. They thought it was bullshit. But then you heard the judge saying, my job, the preponderance of evidence, my job is it likely that he's going to reoffend or is likely that he's not? Now, Damien probably didn't have any priors and he had 21 people speaking on his behalf. So if he has 21, if he has a good support system with his parents, and that day, it was a good day in court for him, and they make the judge say, well, based on what I heard and the support system and what he's going to have when he comes home, I think he's we can rehabilitate him. Now here comes Willie Dunn. He comes from Old Orchard Projects. His shit is beat up. His mother might be on drugs, no disrespect, or his father might be on drugs. And then when he comes home from DYS, he's gonna need, the probation, stipulations, all the things that these people are not going to support. So they say, hey, you know what? He's not a candidate to do juvenile detention. Let's put him in Walpole. And that's the judge's job. And he goes, that's my job, is the preponderance of evidence. So likely that they might offend or likely that they might not. That little discretion. But keep in mind, you're talking about 16-year-old kids. And that kid didn't even pull the trigger. So in your mind, you thought it was okay for the dude who didn't pull the trigger to put him in Walpole and the guy who actually pulled the trigger, right, to come home in 5 years in juvenile detention. Now, luckily for William Dunn, he only got 5 years. His lawyers must have been good, or whatever. Maybe the case fell apart a little bit. I don't know exactly what happened. I didn't get that deep with it, but he ended up doing 5 years upstate. That's still a long fucking time. William Dunn at that particular time never went upstate. He was 21 years old inside DYS. And what I said inside that particular episode, I said that's what guys like me, when we went to DYS, them are the people we rub shoulders with, because that's what these kids were facing. The juvenile laws, the habitual offenders, the juvenile offender law. And then when they started changing it, in 95 and the next generation after me, and, and so on and so on, that's what you were facing tension, because they were using us as guinea pigs to manipulate and create new laws, so to speak, and then they were, the money from the state were implementing programs like NFI and different shelter cares and different programs they can put these kids in. And some of them were brand new. Some of these kids were going to these brand new programs where the staff members weren't even educated. They were just people who just got a job and started working at this program. And some young kid at 15 tells a staff member to fuck off. And now this 15-year-old kid he's getting restrained by a 45-year-old guy that weighs 300 pounds, looking like Eddie O'Brien now, throwing him to the ground and cuffing him up. And that kid's supposed to get out and go back to junior high, supposed to get out and go to a senior prom. Come on, you lost him. And this is the reason why there was reoffenses. And this is the reason why kids didn't buy in. This is the reason why people thought that we didn't have the information. And it's back to what I was saying. Eddie O'Brien never had the chance to speak to this case. Now he does. In 2025, we have the information to ask questions. We have the information to know that maybe there was corruption, or maybe it was this, or maybe it was that. And then we have the internet to have a majority decision, our own grand jury, our own lie detector test, just like Kevy Kev said the other night, to put these people on our stand, and we can come to conclusions. We didn't have that back then. We have the long gamers. We didn't have that. And Eddie is one of them guys lost in the system behind the fuckery. Point blank, end of the story. And Karen was about to be a part of that system, and she didn't get with the lawyers to combat that. She would have been right part of the cycle. And you know who's part of that cycle right now? Francis Gigalotti. Francis, R.I.P. Francis.
R.I.P. Francis.
R.I.P. Francis.
7 cops on his neck. Everybody don't want to talk about it. Oh, how dare you? He did drugs. He did drugs. If you don't do drugs, then, you don't get fucking killed, right? That's the way it goes? Really? Why are we acting like it's 1980?
Right.
Why are we acting like we don't know what's going on? How do we act like we don't know right from wrong at this point? We do. And we're not talking about it. 3 different police chiefs and what? How many police chiefs out there in Haverhill where you're from? It was like within 72 hours.
3 chiefs in 2 days.
3 chiefs in 2 days out in Haverhill. Tomorrow morning, Kelsey Fitzsimmons. The perfect case, isn't it? Because she's a woman. And I mean that with all due respect. The baby's involved, postpartum's involved, but it's very easy to talk about because she was a cop and she was a CO and her husband was a fireman. She wasn't Francis Gigalotti. Jigga. She wasn't a hood booger. Was she?
No.
Is that what they call us, hood boogers, Jason Brilliant?
What was that?
Is that what they call us? They call us hood boogers? I heard they've been calling this channel a hood booger radio.
Yeah, we're all hood boogers.
We're all hood boogers. And that's the reason why Francis Gigalotti is not getting the same light as Kelsey Fitzsimmons. So people want to talk about what they want to talk about. But the fact of the matter is, go back a little bit. Go back in time and look at what's really going on before your time. Don't be so ignorant. Look at what's been going on. You're just finding out about it now. Congratulations. You've been informed. But a lot of you people are being informed by the misinformed. And that's just factual. But you guys don't care about being lied to. You guys don't care about being talked to a certain way. Because you guys are afraid. Fear not. God bless you. Kevin Kev, talk to the people.
Amen. No, I agree. I mean, I see, I see, from what we've been covering, and you got this, when you were just talking there a minute ago, you got this DA screaming that, he's the killer and you ain't, and there's no change in that. I mean, he's telling that to the public, and as we've been on.
He said, I'm sorry. He said he got found guilty, and there's no change in that. Meaning, like, once you're guilty, you're automatically the killer.
Janet Downing?
Go ahead. Talk to the people. I'm sorry. I'm cutting you
Yeah,
off.
no, I mean, and you got a DA screaming that, or feeding that to the public, who's drawing their own opinions, and like his job was done, top notch. This is what the outcome was, and this is what it will be, and this ain't gonna change, And you find out now that things weren't even properly tested. Things weren't tested. Things were held back.
Let's hear that real quick.
No. Did you kill her? No.
He never accounts for the fact that his blood is in that house. He never explains that away in the tape, and he would not have been able to explain that away at trial. And all of this is that Ed O'Brien has been convicted of killing Janet Downing. That's never going to change.
That's never going to change.
This is that Ed O'Brien has been convicted of killing Janet Downing. That's never going to change.
Who would have thought 30 years ago, or 30 years later, he'll be eating his words?
The fact that he said that he got found guilty, that's never going to change. Well, he got found guilty, but that doesn't mean he did it, though. Just like if he got found not guilty, people get found not guilty every day, but that doesn't mean they're exonerated. So the fact that you're making back to the narratives, like back to this guy's narrative to the public, why are you willing to put that out there, knowing that there was DNA underneath hands?
He would not have been able to explain that away at trial tape, and he would not have been able to explain that away in the tape, and blood is in that house. Counts for the fact that his blood is in that house. He never explains that away in the tape, and he would not have been able to explain that away at trial.
Yeah, he wouldn't explain that his way at trial because you were there that night, though. Weren't you there that night, Mr. Riley? Jay Brilliant, he was there that night, right?
Yeah, he was there that night.
And they had pints of Eddie O'Brien's blood, right?
Six vials.
And Riley, that man right there, was there that night. Correct? On 71 Boston Street, Somerville, Mass, July 23rd, 1995.
Yep,
right.
I'm pretty. He was with the CPAP too, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, he probably wouldn't be able to say where his blood came from if you put it there, right? Didn't they fire a state trooper named Michael Proctor from the Michael Proctor?
Yeah.
Didn't they fire him?
Yep.
Isn't there corruption in the Karen Reed case? People planting evidence and shit like that?
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's funny how he said that, though, and then in the very he can never explain that, and then this is what he says.
And all of this is that Ed O'Brien has been convicted of killing Janet Downey.
He's been convicted of killing Janet Downey. You're right. Yep, definitely. That happened. But what does that mean?
That's never going to change.
Nope, that's never. But it could change, though, right?
It definitely could change.
It could change.
You didn't hurt Janet Downing?
But did you tell him about this?
No. Did you kill her? No.
He never.
Wow, 15-year-old kid whacked out on fucking Xanax, basically, beamed out of his brains. In what's the date on that? That's October of 1995. That's 2 months. That's October 30th of 1995. 2 months after the shit goes down, right? No, like almost 3 months. And you know what? The funny thing about it is he's got his first 90 days in DYS. You think at that point he already would have been broken. He never fucking was that far away from home for that long. That 3 months must have felt like a life bid at 15. 3 months away, being told what to do, when you can go down the street, everything, you lived in a neighborhood where you can go down the street to the Burger King, go walk down to Union Square, go to Midnight Variety, go to the church. That's all gone now. And you're way out in Plymouth. You're way out there.
They don't even, and it's good that you say that, but they don't even bring up the fact that he was a responsible kid.
Right. Had a job, all that.
He had a fucking job. He fucking did the papers. He served his fucking Catholic community. I mean, he had a schedule. I mean, what 15-year-old kid is I mean, I could say, hey, yeah, you got a paper route, but he had, he was a responsible kid at the age of 15 years old.
For sure.
I mean, that's something that I never really heard,
I don't want you to hear that. If he would have said, let me throw it to Jay Brilliant. If he would have said when he was laying down, he killed Janet Downing right there, would they have used that against him? Would they at least put it on the news to show people?
Riley would have definitely used it against him, and they would have plastered it all over the news to make him look bad.
You didn't hurt Janet Downing? No. Did you kill her? No. You didn't hurt Janet Downing? No. Did you kill her? No.
It doesn't look like he could lie about anything, man. And this is him in 2015.
Not.
So you're adamant you didn't kill Janet?
Very adamant. And if you really look at the evidence...
Did you kill Janet Downing?
Absolutely not.
So you're... Did you kill Janet Downing?
Absolutely not.
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 So you're adamant you didn't kill Janet
Very
Downing?
adamant. And if you really look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
The truth is that I didn't do anything.
That's all?
I was always under the impression that I was going to testify and I was going to tell my story.
Why didn't you?
Well, it was almost the last day of the trial when I was just told, don't worry, they didn't prove their case, so you don't have to testify. At the end of the day,
Turbulence in the chat. Boston.
Turbulence in the chat.
Yeah.
Turbulence in the chat.
Boston. Can you hear me? 3, 2, 1, 0. Can you hear?
Static selector.
Yeah.
We're working too.
Boston.
Yeah.
You're now entering Groove Lounge. Groove Lounge. Meditation.
When you look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
Found you when your heart was broke. I filled your cup until it overflowed.
Lisa McDonald said, disclaimer, the projects taught me hunger, resilience, and gratitude. I built a beautiful life from nothing, and I wouldn't rewrite a single chapter. Hashtag hood booger with $50. And now she's up there, right? The song's to you, girl. Let's go.
Took it so far to keep you close. I was afraid to leave you on your own. I said I'd catch you if you fall. And if they laugh, then fuck them all. And then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you could take advantage of me. Tell me how's it feel, sitting up there, feeling so high, but you're far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you up there. Name in the sky, does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live without me. Thinking you could live without me. Baby, I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. Thinking you could live without me. Live without me. Baby, I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. Gave love about 100 tries, just running from the demons in your mind. Then I took yours and made them mine. I didn't notice cause my love was blind. Said I'd catch you if you fall. And if they laugh, then fuck them all. And then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you could take advantage of me. Tell me how's it feel, sitting up there, feeling so high, but you far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you up there. Name in the sky, does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live.
Hold on a minute. Can we drop that remix on him, Kevy Kev?
Do it. Let's go. Let's go, people.
There's a little bit of hood booger in all of us. Thank you, Aaron.
When your heart was broke, I filled your cup until it overflowed. I took it so far to keep you close. I was afraid to leave you on your own. I said I'd catch you if you fall. And if they laugh, then fuck them all. And then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you could take advantage of me. Tell me how it feels, sitting up there, feeling so high, but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you up there. Name in the sky, does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live without me. Thinking you could live without me. Baby, I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. Yeah, thinking you could live without me. Thinking you could live without me. Baby, I'm the one
What's one thing life taught you?
If you take your top lip and connect it to your bottom lip, you will shut the fuck up.
Like my stomach was growling, and tomorrow came. Like I was hungry by myself, and tomorrow came. I don't like you. I don't have to like you.
I'm going back to Massachusetts.
You didn't hurt Janet Downing?
Something's telling me I must go home.
No. Did you?
And the lights all went down in Massachusetts.
Did you kill her?
Big island, her standing on her own.
He never accounts for the fact that his blood is in that house.
I'm going back to Massachusetts.
He never explains that away in the tape, and he would.
Something's telling me I must go home.
Not have been able to explain that away at trial.
And the lights all went down in Massachusetts.
And all of this is that Ed
Island, her standing on her own.
has been convicted of killing Janet Downing.
I'm going back.
Yeah.
Yo. Summer of 1995, hot night in July, why did Janet have to die? This is the story of Eddie, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The system is petty, juvenile law and politics so deadly. 15 years old, known as Big Lovable Teddy. Janet Downing, 42 years old, what's the motive? Killed in her home, young mother devoted. Eddie went in the house, the door was open. She was on the kitchen floor, laying there frozen. Eddie claims this was not what he planned to see. A man with a mask grabbed him. Be quiet. I will kill your whole family. Eddie left the house, ran up the street. Around the corner, washed up in the bathroom at Burger King. Janet was stabbed multiple times. Rest in peace. It was a gruesome murder scene. I agree. Eddie went to his work, said he got jumped, but never said a thing. What? About Janet lying there lifeless. His friend's mother from across the street. Shh. He was in the house. But Janet had a brother-in-law she kicked out for selling drugs. Said if anything ever happened to her, it's him you bring up. The night of the murder he showed up, was acting suspicious in the front yard. Gina in Virginia says he was looking for his keys. It was humid and muggy, but we were showered and neat. He was a cab driver looking for his key. Looking for a key to one of the cabs in the fleet. Yes. How did he know something happened on that street? Eddie says he is innocent, and the cab driver did it.
Who do you believe?
Believe.
DNA under Janet's fingernail, unidentified. Who do you believe?
Come on, come on.
This is the story of Eddie, 15 years old.
Life in prison.
This is the story of Janet, life taken and stolen.
For no reason.
It was the summer,
July 1995.
do you all remember?
30 years ago, why she have to die?
15 years old, locked in a cage of murder that he always denied.
Let's go. Summer of 95. Life goes by. Welcome to the stream. Long gamers. Peace and love. La la la. Let's take them back. Let's take them back.
What's going on in the chat, people? What's going on in the chat? We got
I seen somebody put up earlier.
James is in there?
A little earlier was you know, if you know, Eddie worked the kitchens and shit. If he was that much of a threat, you think that they'd have him in the kitchens with the knives and shit. You know what I mean?
True, and definitely in Cambridge, they definitely had silverware up there. Eddie did the first 30. Now it's time for you to do the last 30. The handcuffs are coming, Mr. Ortiz. God damn.
God damn.
Goddamn.
Hold on a minute. We got some turbulence in the goddamn chat, guys. Hold on a minute. Put your seatbelts on, all right? It's my aircraft. Hold on a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Turbulence in the chat. Turbulence in the chat.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boston.
Turbulence in the chat.
Yeah.
Turbulence in the chat.
Boston. Can you hear me? 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you hear me?
Static selected.
Yeah.
What the Duck coming through? Mama Duck is here with the big purple chip. She said, what they see as an insult, I see some of the most loving, accepting, and supportive people that I am proud to be a part of. I love you boys, every single person in this chat. God damn. And with that being said, this song goes out to What the Duck. Everybody enjoy this song. This goes out to the chat. Let's go. Let's vibe out, people. R.I.P. Janet Downing.
R.I.P. Janet Downing.
There's another world inside of me that you may never see. There's secrets in this life that I can't hide. Somewhere in this darkness there's a light that I can't find. Well, maybe it's too far away. Or maybe I'm just blind. Blind. So hold me when I'm here, love me when I'm wrong, hold me when I'm scared, and love me when I'm gone. Everything I am and everything in me wants to be the one you wanted me to be. I'll never let you down, even if I could. I'd give up everything, if only for your good. So hold me when I'm here, love me when I'm wrong. You can hold me when I'm scared. I'm alive, but I'm alone. And part of me is fighting this, but part of me is gone. So hold me when I'm here, love me when I'm wrong, hold me when I'm scared, and love me when I'm gone. Everything I am and everything in me wants to be the one you wanted me to be. I'll never let you down, even if I could. I'd give up everything, if only for your good. So hold me when I'm here, love me when I'm wrong. You can hold me when I'm scared, you won't always be there. So love me when I'm gone. Maybe I'm just blind.
Beautiful song. Thank you, What the Duck. turbulence in the chat keeps the plane rocking for sure. Free Kelsey says Adi should reach out to Donna Adelson and get more info on Vietnam. You know, I wanted to take him back a little bit more because today is November 24th, right? It's usually Thanksgiving today, right? You know, it's running a little late this year. But usually it's on the 24th, right? Most years. There was a guy whose whole life changed, and he was a young man. He was 22 years old. And there was really no footage of him at all when he was just doing regular shit. He goes by the name of Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur was 22 years old and had a hell of a fucking run with the law. At the same time as being living a life that in that space and time in the 90s. Keep in mind, we're going back to the 90s, people. We are trapped in the 90s on this channel. And to think that this kid was making flights, going back and forth from Georgia to LA to New York, being on movie sets, banging out all the movies he did. He did Poetic Justice, he did Juice, he did Above the Rim, he did the movie that what was the one he with Mickey Rourke. I forget the name of that one. What was it called? You guys remember that one? And that was around 94, 95, the Mickey Rourke movie when he had the scar on his face with the Kango. What was the name of that?
New Jack City? No.
Nah, he wasn't in New Jack City. Gridlocked, he was in that, yeah. Gridlock too. That was like one of his last movies. He did the movie with Bullet. Yeah, Bullet. Thank you. Bullet. Donnie Wahlberg was in that movie with him. He banged out all these movies, all these products. He was in Digital Underground. He lived this life. But November 24th of 1994, going into 95, is when Tupac's life changed all in a 1 week span. In 1 week. And nobody knew where he hung out at. And there's a piece of footage out there where he was playing football, tag football, on a little side court in Decatur, Georgia. And your man J.F.K. is a journalist. Oh, yeah, you didn't know that I do shit like that? You didn't know that I went out to Decatur, Georgia, and you didn't know that I tracked down where this court was, that he actually played this tag football? Kev, I don't know what's going on over there, brother, man. You got to tell the planes to shut the engines off when they're fucking parking. So there was footage of Tupac playing tag football on November 24th of 1994 with the Outlaws. They weren't the Outlaws just yet. They were named something else, but he was out there. And 1 week later, his whole life changed. He got convicted. He went to jail. He went to Rikers Island. From Rikers Island, he got shot 5 times. Keep in mind, Tupac got shot 5 times December 30th. Right? Excuse me, November 30th. He got shot 5 times at Quad City Studios. 5 times. Once in his nut, his head, the whole shit getting robbed. The very next day on December 1st, he goes into court for his trial, right? For the ruling of his trial, and he got found guilty, not of rape, but for an assault, right? Stemming from the incident with the female. And he got held on bail, right? So, well, no, excuse me, he didn't get held on bail that day. He actually went home, but he got sentenced. But December 23rd, the New York law courts, the higher courts, revoked his bail and said that if he can't make $1 million bail, he's going to have to turn himself in and go to Rikers Island since he got convicted because he was a flight risk before he got sentenced in February of 1995 when he ended up getting, I think he ended up getting 8 years in Clinton, Dannemora. So November 24th, he's playing football. November 30th, he flies to New York, gets shot 5 times. December 1st, he goes to court, gets convicted. December 23rd into the 24th, Christmas Eve, he got to turn himself in to Rikers Island. And he turns himself in on Christmas Eve to Rikers Island. And then in February, he gets sentenced to 8 years. Just like that. And you've seen the Tupac, the Me Against the World Tupac, the Tupac that was singing Dear Mama, to the guy who got out right around the time this all happened, a year later, October of 95, you see him turn into out on bail, fresh out of jail, Ambitions of a Rider, a guy who was just pissed. You seen the whole transition, but there was a piece of footage that was out there that really blew my mind, because Tupac to me is like a prophet. He's like a guy that in a 5-year period of time, and 30 years later, we're still talking about him, right? And that's not by mistake. That's not by accident. Um, and there's a piece of footage out there. So I tracked down where the spot was. It wasn't easy to find. And I actually went to the spot they played the football, which I think it's like sacred land. And I'm going to show you that video right now. It's pretty cool. Check it out. But it's just I'm trying to take you back to that space and time in the 90s to understand what the fuck was going on back then. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of us lived it, but sometimes we got to go back there and understand and get in that mindset and really look at things for what they were. So let's check that out. Let me find that real quick. What's up, Kevy Kev? What's going on over there?
Fucking raccoons, man.
Really?
Yotes or something.
So there might be others.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck, motherfucker.
So check it out. Got to take this down and put this up. And check this out. Sometimes I talk to Tupac. Check it out, people.
Now, right in back of me, this is the little circle where all the cars were parked. And yeah. This is 1916, if you look. Right? This is the.
So I knew I was on the right street, because you see in the Tupac video, it's still on that same wooded mailbox right there, 1916. You see that shit, Kev?
Yeah, I see it.
So this is Tupac, November 24th, Thanksgiving, hanging out in Decatur, Georgia, just doing regular shit, man. Just a regular dude, man. And he was dating Madonna at this time. How crazy is this?
That's crazy.
Now, right in back of me, this is the little circle where all the cars were parked. And yeah. This is 1916, if you look. Right? This is the hill they were running up.
No
Sometimes
shit.
I talk to Tupac.
And yeah, this would be the house. It's not here anymore, but the driveway was right in here. And it's where his family was sitting.
Look at his family right here.
What the lady's talking about over here? What's going on?
I don't know if there's a house still back there with all them weeds. I don't know. Where they were playing football, man. All up and down. They were running up the hills. You can see this house right here. Yeah. We're in Decatur, Georgia. Now, let me just paint the picture for you. It's 1994. Tupac is with his family. They're playing football all up and down the street. They're happy. A week later,
November
Tupac
30th.
gets shot 5 times, gets found guilty.
December 1st.
Then not even a month later, got to turn himself into Rikers Island. 2 days before Christmas, 1 day before Christmas Eve. Kid was 23 years old at the time.
23.
Imagine that, you with your family, you're out here in Georgia. That year, Above the Rim came out.
His movie
working
came
on
out.
Me Against the World. July of 1994, he actually recorded Dear Mama of him with his family in 1994. That piece of content is so golden, because back then you never got, people just doing regular shit, especially a superstar. I mean, just did Juice, Poetic Justice, Above the Rim's out. We had Shot the Cop already, right? The rape case is going on. He's got a gun case open. He beat the Hughes brothers up. He's dating Madonna. And, Here he is, just on this court right here, with his family, having a good time. So, it's a legendary place right here. We're in Decatur, Georgia. Sometimes I talk to Tupac.
Pointed him in the right direction.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
because
crazy. It's
you
wild.
never seen anybody back then like in that legendary status, like, just doing regular shit. And in all 1 week, everything just changed. In 1 week. Like he's in Decatur, Georgia, chilling. In 1 week, he gets shot, convicted. A month later, he's in jail, and everything just changes. And then
Whole
within
life.
2 years, he's dead. You know? Things move real fast back then. The information, man, like getting pushed and pulled. That's a perfect example of man getting pushed and pulled on the entertainment side of things. And it's no different than what happened to Eddie O'Brien as far as getting pushed and pulled in the system and things moving fast. Things just change. Boom. And you know what I mean? He was 24, Eddie was 17. But I mean, dare I say 17, 24, 24, you're a young adult. 17, you're a juvenile. But still, the parenting is a big thing. But it was just the space and time that was just it was just crazy because think about he's dating Madonna. Madonna was 36, he was 22.
Wow.
We talked to Danny to parallel to Danny. Danny was 17, Adi was 30, he was smoking weed with her. Now, right now, that sounds crazy now, right? In this space and time, that sounds crazy. But back then, that shit wasn't that crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the girls would hang out, you know what I mean? Jumping cars, to get liquor from dudes that were 21 and hang out with these people. Now, I'm not saying he was doing anything with them, but like no one was talking about grooming and no one had like this dialogue. Like people just lived. You know what I'm saying? It was just different times, man. So if you think for 1 minute that Riley, who's got his finger on a different trigger, in politics and thinks about setting somebody up to move through life and have a better life in that space and time to cater to his life. If you think that he wasn't thinking along them lines of, wanting to have that marblehead house and, moving up the ladders to success, that type of shit happened, but we didn't have the information on it. We didn't, like you said, we didn't dispute it, right, Kev?
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to remember these, these politicians, these people in this kind of statue, they're setting it up for the next generation, their next generation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mess. I mean, how do you fix that? Can't.
Wild times, bro. Wild times. Makes me think of Don Henley's song New York Minute. Damn right it does. Amy LA says tissues for Kevy Kev. Okay, makes me think of the Don Henley song. We got an E-Pags one here too, right? E-Pags says peace, love, peace, peace. Thank you so much, Pags. She comes in up again with another piece with the box sign. Nurse of interest, super real content, not TMZ. Support real content, not TMZ. And of course, Erin says there's a little hood booger in all of us. Yeah, definitely. Is Adi up in here tonight? I don't know. He's probably here somewhere. He's probably here somewhere for sure. Yeah, man, this is part 21. We're just trying to take you back to the 90s, trying to speak on them times of the juvenile system and what they did and how you could be a victim to the system no matter your fame. Tupac had albums out, he was platinum, and he still got caught up in the system. Eddie O'Brien was an altar boy. He got caught up in the system. This shit can happen to any one of us. I know we've been hearing it for for months now with the Karen Reed trial. Oh, it could happen to any one of us. But this type of thing was happening to people all the time. There's no price on freedom. Thank you, Becky. Yeah, nostalgia for sure. Nostalgia, and that's what it is. Nostalgia takes you back, to a space and time and pulls on your feeling strings a little bit.
Sure does.
And,
And the way you kind of went over the DYS Untold little that clip out of the series there, you can see how that, that was the storyline for what has happened in this case.
Say what? Say that again.
You can tell that, with what happened in 1990 with those three boys, that was, why they were trying to implement, these new laws. I mean, this is what was going on. You know what I mean? I mean, you heard that kid. I mean, he was looking for respect. He was looking for respect from other gangs. I mean, this is the shit that was happening. It's going on right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a dark side to everything, man. It could get dark real quick. And speaking of that, we talked to Paul Wall before about the crash out, and this is what he had to say about the crash out.
Different type of vibe. It's an excitement for all of us when we go up to New York. Like, man, we're going to New York. We're doing Trip Static. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same excitement now because it's like, man, we in Houston. Because it's to have Static here in the studio in Houston, Texas, doing this.
And the show off crew.
Man, they say, man, this is serious, man. I had a show off crew in Houston, bro. Yeah, I mean, and it's good times for me because I'm seeing all my friends and family that I always see in New York.
If you had any advice of anybody that's out there on the streets, right, that's caught up in the struggle, or they're at that divide in their life, right, or they just came home from jail or something, what would you tell them?
I would say, man, you gotta look to the future and you gotta realize there's a future. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the crops, you gotta plant the seeds, you gotta work them. Sometimes the weather will come and ruin them crops, you gotta go plant them again. But I'm telling you, as long as you keep doing your best, you're doing your thing. Yeah, you gotta maneuver, sometimes you gotta re-strategize, rethink things through, especially if you're just coming home. Life is gonna be a lot different than when you went in. Even if you was in for a year or something, sometimes a year can be crazy different, you know what I'm saying, when you're coming back. But I would just say, man, just be patient with it, and always remember there's another day. Look for your future, think about your future. Don't make decisions now, you know what I'm saying, based off of what you want right now. You gotta think about what you want most, not what you want right now, what you want most. I would say keep God first in your life, because that's something that'll help you, you know what I'm saying, help you stay grounded and stay motivated, knowing that God got a path for you as long as you do your best, you know what I'm saying, but definitely keep your head up as well.
So peace to Boston, Mass, and what's up, Paul?
Yeah, man, justice for Officer John O'Keefe.
Yeah, justice for John O'Keefe.
Yeah, we got Paul Wall saying justice for John O'Keefe. Maybe this year when I see him in Miami, if he's out there, I'll tell him to say justice for Eddie O'Brien. You never know. I talk to a lot of people, and I have a conversation about ageism as what you got to understand is you age out, right? I think that a lot of people don't want, kids, they turn 30 years old. What happens when they get their first gray hairs at 30? They start going bald. They get fat. They got to man up. They got to hit the gym. They got to figure it out. They get with a girl and things speed up. First it was a sexual thing. They're meeting the chick and they're going over to a house. They're messing around. They're watching Netflix. But now all of a sudden she wants to have a family. She wants to lock in. You got to sleep next to her, wake up next to her, fart next to her, your feet, fucking everything, her breath, her shit. You know what I mean? You got to break your whole comfort zone to be with a woman. How does a man that's a boy convert that and then take the criticism of a woman? Hey, do you floss your teeth? Hey, you didn't make the bed right. Hey, wash the dishes. How does that happen? How does a boy become a man without a man in his life? And then you're caught up in this system where that shit doesn't matter. You get more love in the system than you do on the streets, because when you come out of jail, you're glowing. You get out, you got a little bit of muscle on you. The girls see you, You know what I mean? Oh, he's home. You know what I mean? And you got all the clout. Look, he's home, and you know what I mean? And then it's everything's bung bung, everything's fast. But how do you lock in? How do you go season to season? How do you like man up and show up to the birthday party, show up to Christmas, show up to Thanksgiving after you just did 5 years in prison when none of that shit mattered? How do you put that all to the side and put on the college shirt and feel uncomfortable? And how do you go through that to be uncomfortable in them situations and navigate back to regular life when you was just in these places? So you age yourself out. You put these expectations on yourself that you need to be in a certain spot by a certain age. And ageism is real, man. You start getting old, they tell you can't do certain things. Oh, you turn 40 years old, you can't, you can't be an actor. You're too old for that. You turn 40 years old, it's over for you. You can't have kids now. What do you mean? I can't have. You're old. You should have had them when you were 30. Your friend had them when they were 28. They got 3 of them. You had your first kid at 41. You're questioning everything. How do you, with all this information flowing as fast as it is, when I'm talking about the younger generation, even our generation too, how do you absorb all that with all that information? But ageism is real. Age is real. You can't waste any time. You only got one shot to be a certain age. You know what I mean? You can't waste no fucking time. And all that time that was wasted, Eddie, 30 fucking years from 15 to now, he wasted so much time. And now he got to come home and try to get it all together with all them expectations and all these things he has to figure out. I mean, that's a big, tall task, when you put it into that perspective. Nice talking to you, J.F.K. Appreciate it.
No, man. I mean, you're speaking facts, man. You're speaking facts.
So this I talked to I actually talked to Dave East. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dave East, but I talked to Dave East about ageism. Check it out.
Yeah, so we out here, Static Selector, Dave East, man, Trill Static, snapping pictures. You know what it is, Wade Baba behind the camera.
AGE, it's a murder theme, base camp like a movie scene. No funds, ghost guns, let the Uzi ring.
We're just out here, man, just trying to catch content. Shout out to everybody back in Boston. AGE 1216, JFK, Wade Baba, fighting through the ageism for real. All green, everything. I think the Celtics are killing the Phoenix Suns right now as we speak. Today's December 7th. It's almost about 12 a.m. And that's what it is. Baba, man, I appreciate you behind the camera, man.
My partner, J.F.K.
Hey, can I ask you a couple questions, brother? Kyle, can I? Hey, check this out, right? In today's climate of hip-hop, how do you feel about ageism in hip-hop?
Ageism?
Ageism, like, the shame of age.
Just getting older. I feel like hip-hop is a, I feel like you get yourself old. It's up to, I think hip-hop is something that you can stay young in. It's not like basketball where after you actually get old.
Now, mind you was a great basketball player.
I did my thing a little bit.
Yeah, you did. How do you feel about the NBA this year? Who you rooting for?
I don't really know who I don't want to bet on nobody right now. It's still,
How about them Boston Celtics?
It's still early. Boston.
How about them Boston Celtics?
Millies. I fuck with the Celtics, man. Tatum. Yeah.
Shout out Millies. Millies is our guy. How do you feel about? Do you think there's an age limit to greatness?
No.
None.
William Buffett got rich in his 50s. It don't gotta happen when you want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? It can happen later on, and as long focus on your health, because if you don't got your health, you'll never enjoy nothing you got going on. So I feel like if people focus more on their health, later on, when it do happen, you'll get a chance to enjoy it.
See, this is the type of content that I bring, because there's a lot of kids that are trapped, that are trapped on what to do. And he said William Buffett didn't get rich till 50. If you're 45 years old and things ain't going right for you, man, you know what I mean? You're going to stop popping medication. You're going to start self-destructing. Hey, I'm prescribed to Adderall. I'm prescribed to clozapines. Yeah, but they told you to take 1 Adderall a day, not fucking 15. You know, you could drink 1 Diet Coke a day and be all right, but if you're drinking 10, you have an issue. Too much of anything makes you an addict. You know, so the point is, what do? You know, you got to focus on your health. No one's telling anybody this. Us men, we don't get this type of information. We're being held to a standard. We got to get it together. Who tells us this? Men got to work with men. And now we got Eddie behind the walls. People want to talk about problems. People are on these platforms screaming and yelling about shit that doesn't even matter. Talking about they're facing all this time. Well, that's what you're facing. I know a guy that's in jail right now that's been there for 30 fucking years. And there's DNA underneath the victim's fingernails that he's saying is not his, and he can't get that DNA ran to clear his fucking name. You want to talk about problems?
Let's get that DNA ran.
Run it.
You got to talk to the people, man. You gotta give out. I could go out and I could talk to Dave East about what movie he was in. How did he like playing Method Man in the Wu-Tang series? How did he like being in all these movies that he's in? How does he like being a sex symbol? The girls love that dude, right? You know, how does he, you know, I could have talked about anything else, but I didn't talk to him about that. I talked to him about age, about getting older. How do you mature? How do you figure it out? What do you got to do? He says, get your health in order. Get your health in order so when the opportunity's around, you're alive for it. You know, I also say to people all the time, when people say, what's your 9 to 5? JFK, what's your 9 to 5? Well, I have a 9 to 5 just like you have a 9 to 5. And that 9 to 5 is just staying alive. That's it. That's what it comes down to. All this petty shit doesn't matter when it comes down to the life and death. You know, Conor McGregor just recently posted and said that he went out to this I think it was Mexico, where they do that ritual with the psychotics. One of my boys did it, and you take this psychotic shit they do. I forget what it's called. Someone in the chat could tell me, and you come out of your body. And he said he came out of his body and he seen himself in the casket with his kids, and his kids seen him dead. He said he seen himself dead. And that's what it's supposed to do. Like, you take it, it lasts for like 10, 15 minutes, and it humbles the shit out of you to let you know it really doesn't make a difference on what you think you have or what you think you got going on. Because in the end, there's no U-Haul trucks in back of the fucking, you know, in the back of the funeral. You know what I'm saying? That you can't bring in back of the casket. You can't bring that U-Haul truck with you to the grave. I don't give a fuck what you got. You can't take none of that material shit with you. You know what I mean? So, you know, we just got to humble ourselves, man. And we got to look on what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to, and ask questions. And when you're doing it, have that baseline. Because like I said, you know, people want to question the integrity of this show. And I'm 2 hours in, so I'm getting to my point. Sometimes it takes a while for me to get there. Excuse me as I kiss the sky. But I'll tell you, at the end of the day, would you believe it? I know that I'm just a man. And I know that I'm trying to do this for the righteous part of it. And I know I'm trying to do right, or I wouldn't be doing it. Because if it doesn't feel right, I'm not doing it, period. So I'm trying to do right. So when people knock my integrity or my loyalty and then make scenarios up and try to tell me what I am, well, I am whatever you say I am. That's cute. That's real cute. That shit doesn't matter. What you think about me is not my business. It's all good. Peace and love. God got your back. But that's what we're trying to put out there. That's what we're trying to put the message out there. And if it takes someone like Dave East, his energy, his look, who he is, a cat from Harlem, people know who he is. If it takes people to tap in and see him, the white kid with the Cal Kanai shirt on, talking to Dave East in the middle of Lower East Side. If it takes that to put the message out there, don't age yourself out, man. Woman, don't age yourself out. You still got time. As long as you're here. Renee, she's in ICU. She still has time. Right now, she's going through something. You know what I mean? It might take her 6 months to get back on her feet, a year, 2 years. I don't know. But she still has time. As long as you're above the ground, you still have time. Don't waste time. Time is everything. Time is the currency. If anybody's wasting your time, don't fuck with them, period. If you're watching a live stream and they're poison and you feel drained, if you're watching someone content and you feel drained watching it, you've been poisoned. But if you leave this live stream and you feel good, then you've been nourished. Let me run that back by you one more fucking time for the people in the back. If you're watching my content and you feel nourished at the end of it, you feel good and you feel great, then you've been nourished. But if you're watching someone else's live stream and you feel down and don't feel right, feel confused, then you've been poisoned. Don't self-sabotage. Don't do that to yourself. You have time. You have time to figure it out. Go with your feeling. Be good to each other. Have compassion. Compassion, I said it many times, is a superpower. Over here, we're just trying to figure things out. We're trying to go back to go forward. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to figure it out. Where do we go wrong? Can we right them wrongs? From Tupac to Eddie O'Brien to William Dunn to the cat Damien to New Edition to fucking Nan out in New Jersey going through it right now to Renee in ICU, whatever the fuck you're going through, EPAGs, trying to solve a puzzle inside her laboratory, Becky G, What the Duck, trying to walk across the street with 20 ducklings, Fergie, Erin Murphy. We're all just fucking people, man, at the end of the day. It doesn't have to be so vile, man. You have a choice, man. You have a choice to understand things, man. You know, because once you put that vile shit to it, you can't get through. You can't get through nobody. At that point, everything is blocked. You got to figure out a different way to get through to people. I'm trying to figure out my way. I try to play some music. I try to talk to people, make conversations, laugh, ask questions. But the last thing I'm going to do is be vile and a piece of shit and act like I'm better than anybody. I'm not going to do that. What's going on, Jay Brill? Talk to the people because Kevy Kev, my co-host, decided to jump on a Cessna and fly to Cape Cod.
Put me on the spot like that. I don't know. Like everything you say is true, man. Like this positive energy is what's gonna make everything better. You know, like you go on all these other podcasts, they're just downing everybody. Like I don't even watch them no more. To tell you the truth, it's not even worth it. Like all they do is down people, talk about this one, talk about that one. They're making it all personal, and instead of where they all started from. You know, it's nothing where they started. It's just, oh well, he's saying this about me, they're saying this about me, F this one, F that one. It's just get back to where you started. Get back to the point, you know?
Justice,
It
man.
was about corruption. You fell off that whole corruption train. There's only one person on that corruption train right now, and that's you.
That's
You know,
us.
and
That's us.
it's like,
But there's so much corruption. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, your mind can be corrupted. You know what I mean? It doesn't even necessarily have to be the court system. You could just be corrupted because nothing's working. I mean, you got to pay $2,000 for a one bedroom. You know, you could fall on hard times thinking like that. You know what I mean? You go to the supermarket, you buy some paper towels and some yogurt in a couple of Ghost Energies, and you're down $50. You know what I mean? That shit is tough. And then you got to fill up your gas tank, and it's like, you know, you could just your mind can get corrupted, and then you could just self-sabotage. And then who's going to help you? The system's not going to help you. They're not going to help you. What are they going to do? You're going to go to a psychiatrist and they're going to feed you drugs and say, here, take some clonopins. That's not helping. Getting whacked out on fucking prescribed meds. That's going to be the worst thing for you, you know?
and at the
So
end of the day, it's all a money thing. You know, all the
exactly.
drugs, they push the drugs to get money. Then they get kickbacks, and it's like, you know, I work all day, every day, and if I go and I ask for help, they're gonna tell me to kick rocks with bare feet till my toes bleed. You know what I'm saying? But you got someone that can perfectly capable of working that don't want to work that says, "Oh, I need help. I got 4 kids." Well, they got everything and some. It's like that just don't make sense. we put money into the system, we can't get help, you know?
Right.
And it's all part of the corruption. Like, that's how I feel anyway.
It is, especially if you have a health issue and you got to pay for doctors and you know what I mean, and or dental. You know what I mean? God forbid
Yeah.
if you got to get a fucking root canal. You know what I mean? They want what 3,500 to fix one tooth, and then root canals are garbage anyway. They only last for like, I mean, they don't take to everybody. You might get a root canal and 6 months later you got an infection and got to pull the tooth. I mean, the shit is just, you know, it's when these life things happen, you know, whether it's with the law or just like healthcare or, you know, having babies or taking care of your kids, the system, man, you know, it's piled on you as it is. The last thing you need to do is go to social media or go to YouTube, and you know where you find a happy space, and you know you go into this movement, and you're like, all right, this makes me feel good, and now it's making you feel bad. It's making you feel like even this turned to shit, because that's how it works. You know what I mean? That's how things end up happening, because certain people, when they touch things, it turns to shit. That's just who certain people are. Certain people can't string a couple of good days together. Everything they touch turns to shit. And sometimes that's just who certain people are. Certain things are. And we got to stop making excuses for them type of people. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
100%.
Kev 781, you all right, buddy? How's the Cessna? Is it running good?
It's running good, bro. Running good.
Is that a Marlboro Light?
Nah, this is a fucking Marlboro Red.
My man, 50 grand. You know how we do it. What does Adi say?
I went in about 4 or 5 hours after to get the kitty litter box and the kitten. That was it. And what I seen, to this day, I don't wish anyone to see what I saw. I went in about 4 or 5 hours after to get the kitty litter box and the kitten.
Focused on timing,
That was it. And
hinting
what
that
I
even
seen,
if O'Brien's blood and fingerprints
to
were
this
found
day,
at the Downing home,
I don't wish
that doesn't
anyone
mean
to
he
see
was
what I-
there the night of the stabbing.
What did you do to make sure that any of the debris from your pocket wasn't getting onto the box? He panics. He runs. Just like any 15-year-old would.
TV, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
He didn't have a cat either. I mean, that was a big area of inquiry.
You didn't have a cat?
I went in about 4 or 5 hours after to get the kitty litter box and the kitten. That was it. And what I seen,
He didn't have a cat either. I mean, that was a big area of inquiry when the medical examiner testified. There were no cats in the house. That was the testimony at trial.
And her family never said they had a cat.
No. As I said, first time in 30 years I heard that was from Artie.
What'd you hear?
to this day, I don't wish anyone to see what I saw. I went in about 4 or 5 hours after to get the kitty litter box and the kitten. That was it. And what I seen, to this day, I don't wish anyone to see what I saw.
He didn't have a cat either. I mean, that was a big area of inquiry when the medical examiner testified.
When the medical examiner testified, that was a big area of inquiry. That's some bold words right there, huh, brother?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I wonder what he was saying. That cat hair on the body?
Love to see that testimony.
For sure. The cat didn't exist. Why would someone lie about that? You know, that's what gets you, you know, the whole setup, the whole frame up. Pot 21, we're taking you back. You know, we heard a lot about, you know, what's going on here in the 90s, man, the juvenile law and what they were trying to pull and what they did pull to a lot of us, you know. It's wild to think, for sure.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. And I've seen someone in the chat, Ruby. They found canine hair and feline hair on her.
Yeah. Yeah. We have the link is up in the chat. We're taking one person at a time tonight, just one person at a time. You want to come up and talk to us one person at a time and just kick the shit with us. Come on and kick the shit with us. We are here for sure, for sure, for sure.
You know, and when I read that the canine here, and this guy comes up here and, you know, starts talking about kitties and shit.
It's crazy.
You know?
It's pretty crazy, bro. Margot Nass said what she said, bro.
Cambridge, Massachusetts.
He didn't have a cat either. I mean, that was a big area of inquiry when the medical examiner testified. There were no cats in the house. That was the testimony at trial.
And her family never said they had a cat.
No. As I said, first time in 30 years, I heard that was from Artie the other night.
First time in 30 years. What's going on, Jimmy?
What's up?
What's happening?
What's happening? What's up, gentlemen, chat, everyone? How's everyone doing?
We're just chilling, man, going down memory lane, talking about the 90s.
I see that. I mean,
Yes.
Great show tonight, per usual. You guys are killing it.
Appreciate it.
All the hard work and stuff. But your topic about aging really, like, I feel that too, you know. I think that topic is also something that a lot of women feel pressure, especially, you know, you have to meet a certain beauty standard. You know, a lot of men don't really have the opportunity to really touch upon that because it's not that much of a focus as it is for women. So I appreciate you bringing perspective to that, because sometimes even as a woman, it's hard to understand what it is to be a man and the grievances that you guys go through, whatever they may be, because I don't know, I'm not a man, but you know, it's a lot always about, you know, like the pressure of what it means to be a man in our society when everything is being questioned about, you know, what gender roles should be and shouldn't be. But I really appreciate you also doing that with your opportunities when you interview people, because we do focus a lot on just the surface, on the easy stuff. And to have deep conversations in this type of world that is so vapid is rare. So I really commend you for bringing this type of content. It's refreshing, and that you guys are, you know, doing what you're doing. It's unique, and authenticity in the end is what sells more than anything. All this other shit is, that shit'll die down. It doesn't last. And when you're trying to build a legacy,
There's no
it's,
replay value in that shit, man.
exactly. And building a legacy comes with staying true to who you are. That's what leaves a lasting impression. So I just want to give you big ups for that.
I appreciate it. And be clear, the AGE, when I start off the show and I hit them with this, remember AGE means all green everything, right? But it also means so many different things, man. When I started AGE, it started from the basketball, from Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen, because they said they were too old to get it done. And then here we are 10 years later. You know, they said we were too young to get it done. Our team was too young to win the chip. But age, it always was that. With the hip hop, I drew the parallel to basketball that, you know, you're in the league for 12 years, 13 years, and you know, you put in all this time, and then you end up getting traded, and then, you know, you end up on the bench, and then you end up retiring, and then it's over, right? And then what do you do after? And it's no different than the streets. You know, you get older, there's all these different things you got to do, and you know, and then the ageism kicks in, because, you know, you age yourself out. And when you start aging yourself out and you put these expectations, that's when the self-sabotage comes in. You know, because people, I feel like, I always talk about this. I feel like people are loyal to a space and time, to people, you know, that is just automatic to be loyal to. And let me just say, like meaning, like, if you're friends with someone from from 8 years old, 10 years old to like 18 years old, that 10-year spurt from 8 to 18, you hold on to that. Even when you're 40, for some reason, you're loyal to that space and time. Always that space and time, because that's where you grew up. That's where you was at. So you're always loyal to where you're from. And then sometimes you go back on Facebook and someone will say something about the city that you're from, and you jump right in there and be like, nah, man, that's where I'm from, man. Like, like that's my home. That's my home. And that's when the self-sabotage comes in, because it doesn't make a difference. Where you're from is where you're from. That's never going to change, right? Home is where the heart is, right? Where your mind's at, where your family's at, where your goals are at. And I feel like that's where the age got to kick in. You got to know where you're at in life, and I feel like we're just never taught, like at certain ages we should like understand, like, these changes are going to come. You're going to feel a certain way, and it's okay. And it's okay to be a creative adult. It's okay if you want to start bowling, if you want to start learning how to, like, there's some people that don't know how to shoot a basketball right. Then guess what? Go learn at 50 how to shoot a basketball right. You're too cool for that. You know what I mean? So like, these are the expectations of men. I see it all the time in the gym, like, guys who are not in shape, right? And I tell guys all the time, like when I'm in the gym, I'm like, listen, I work out all the time, but my genetics are my genetics. Like, I don't look like $1 million, but then there's dudes that just are genetic freaks. They eat McDonald's every day, Chick-fil-A, they eat like shit, and they look like a fucking $1 million still, because their genetics are different, right? So, but you can't compare yourself to that. You still got to put in the work. But some people don't want to go through that pain. You know what I mean? And that's when the self-sabotage happens, when you start comparing yourself to other situations. And like, this is no different than what's going on these live streams. I feel like what's going on now is that people are being poisoned and using justice and
Mm-hmm.
using fake tactics to make you think you're involved in something, and overusing things. I seen it in the hip hop culture. People use hip hop culture, the culture of hip hop, the culture. And I always said, well, what about, this 4 elements of hip hop, right? 5 elements of hip hop, excuse me. Breakdancing, MCing, graffiti, the whole shit, right? No, 4 elements of hip hop, excuse me, right? And DJing. And I said, well, what about the 5th element of hip hop, the silent element of hip hop that no one wants to talk about, right? But that's very loud. What about being a criminal, right? Because me growing up, you can't say I grew up on the white side of things when I was in the system at a young age, because it didn't matter if you were white or black. If you was in the system, you were in the system. You know what I mean? So you learned that's you were just in the system. You was one of those kids, and it didn't have a color of the skin. You were just a DYS kid, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
always talk about DYS. But this is my point I'm trying to make. It's like these expectations of us, or what we need to do and how we should move, and how and like that shit fucks with your mind, and then you could just self-sabotage, and then get manic, and then hook up with the wrong type of people, and just do the wrong thing because you don't know where you're at. You always got to know where the fuck you're at, man. You know what I mean? And like what's going on in life. So like I said, when I take that opportunity to talk to these guys about ages, I'm a guy like Dave East, 35, 36 years old. That was 3, 4 years ago. He's pushing 40 now. When he turns 40 and he's not charting no more on Billboard, or he's not getting the movie roles, what does he do? Because now it's like, damn, you're Dave East, man. What are you doing back in the hood, man? What are you doing, man? Fucking
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, you were driving a Bentley. Now you're driving a Camry. Like, how do you get through that? I know a guy right now that just was on this is real talk. I know a guy that's in Dorchester right now that was 2 months ago was on private jets, right? And I just found out last night they seen him at the welfare's office getting fucking food stamps, and he just was flying on private jets,
That's wild.
right? And 2 months later, he's getting food stamps, right? So, I mean, this is real shit. You know what I mean? Because when you're an entrepreneur and you're in business for yourself, and this is the business because when you work at a job, you know what you're getting, right? You're getting paid every couple of weeks. You know what you're getting. When you're doing your own business and you're trying to take on everything and trying to become a man, you got to know where you're at, right? And so then when things fall, you fall. But are you gonna fall, or are you gonna stand up? So you got to know like your triggers, and you got to know like you don't need to have honor to a space and time. Like, yo, my man, I know me and you were cool in high school and shit. Me and you had some good memories, but I don't owe you shit. You know what I mean? I don't owe you
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Like where I grew up is where I grew up. I don't live there no more, my man. But you can't take away the fact that I grew up there. You're gonna
That's
tell me
right.
you know what I mean? But the self-sabotage is real. You start arguing with them. What do you mean I'm not from Lower East Side, son? I ain't from Washington Heights, dog. Fuck you mean? Next thing you know, you get shot at 50. Now you got no
Right.
fucking lung because you wanted to argue about something that you shouldn't argue about. So like there's so many things that men and women can get caught up in because we feel we need to be loyal to something. And I feel like we were all duped somewhere
Yep.
along the line. We were all victims to this dream. And there's no dream, man. It's not a dream. It's what you make it, you know. And the dream is just to be happy. That's the fucking dream, you know, if you ask me, you know. And if you
For
can be
sure.
happy, that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, that's my rant. If that makes any sense. I know I went around the block,
No,
but I
That
said a
absolutely.
makes
lot.
so much sense.
It made total sense. And I think that like more and more people, believe it or not, are starting to resonate with that because our generations came from like we've watched like even if you look at history, the 50s were like this prim and proper, everyone kind of like could afford a house on one salary, have your two kids, your dog, your white picket fence. And then somewhere along the line, I guess too many people were affording just living happily off of what they made, that society just kind of took a downturn where there just became a separation. And when money is your god and you have people trying to chase fame, trying to chase certain things, your moral compass gets out of whack and your
Mm,
priorities do too. Because what are you doing in the end? Like you said earlier, when we go wherever it is we go, when we die,
mm,
we don't take none of this shit with us. None of it.
nothing.
And you don't take people, places, or things. All you take is whatever your soul's experience is, right? Whatever you learned, which is something that hopefully most people pay attention to, is whatever lessons you're here to learn, that you actually have the self awareness to see them. And that's where a lot of like, I appreciate that you guys always like give me credit for having wisdom to some degree, but a lot of that came from just holding myself accountable and also seeing that like what do I value? Do I need this? Like really sitting down with yourself and questioning what's important to you. Who cares if people fuck with you or not? At the end of the day, this journey sometimes is solo. Like I could speak right now and say that I chose to leave a lot of my past where it was, forgive it, make peace with it, only to know that I had to walk this path alone. But in doing so, you can't come for someone like me because I'm comfortable in my space. And if I choose to be anywhere, is because I choose to be selective with my energy. And when you have that type of awareness for yourself, nothing that anybody does anywhere can take you out because you enjoy your own company. And the problem now is that we have a culture so dependent on external validation, how many clicks, how many views, how many followers. And then you really forget what the core message is because at some point you start, right? And if you don't have your P's and Q's together, yeah, you can easily get derailed and tricked out of your spot. So I always
Facts.
tell people, yo, as much as it's difficult, as much as things can get crazy, all of this shit is temporary. What happens when you don't have it anymore? Can you really
That's
sit with yourself?
that's what it is. That's the real wealth, what you can do without. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Exactly.
and when you get the opportunity to make something of yourself, you gotta like learn how to deal with the fuckery that comes with it. Because the devil, the same way God's present in the blessing, the devil is present too. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
you're fighting a battle constantly. Like like you're having a great day. You're about to go to the airport to jump on the plane. You get all the way to the airport and you don't have your ID with you. Now what are you gonna do? Are you gonna snap? Are you gonna bug out? Are you gonna yell at the Uber driver? Are you gonna call up your significant other and say, "Hey, did you see my ID?" And the person says, "Hold on a minute." What do you mean, hold on? You know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna control yourself. You're gonna control your dialogue. Are you gonna sit back and say, "Well, maybe I wasn't supposed to have my ID right now"? So
Mhm.
you know what? It's the way you handle things, man. You know what I mean? I feel like, and there's no playbook to it. So that's why I just come up with these certain things, these certain like playbooks, and certain parallels that I draw, and from my experience, and I just and I put it out there, and whatever people get from it and they take from it, they can ball it up into their own little message, and they can take for what it is. But at the end of the day, I hope they're nourished and they're not sleeping. You know what I mean? They're not poisoned. And I feel like that's what, when Chimmy comes up here, I feel that she nourishes people. Like, I wouldn't have you up here talking if I thought that you was poisonous. A lot of
Thank
these
you.
people are a lot of these people are poisonous, man, and they don't even realize they're being poisonous. And Avril Marie just said something smart. She said the older we get, I take it, we start to question what we were chasing. For real.
It's
That's a fact.
true. I mean, I will say, like, the devil only has access to what you allow it, right?
Mhm.
Like, so if you allow those,
True.
if you're not aware of triggers, if you're not aware of who you are as, and yeah, it's easy for those vices and the devil energy, the quote unquote devil energy, to come and take place. Because I have a friend, you are sent directly from source. Source is God. And God will never give the devil power over your free will. You have to willingly choose it. So, one thing I learned, and I teach this to my daughter as well, is when it comes to choice, mistakes happen once. Mistake a second time is a choice. So, if you choose something actively, that's an active choice. And at some point, that's the devil you like tempting you, right? So you have to always know how to make the right choices. And then when you don't make those right choices, that you're not super hard on yourself, but
Mhm.
you see it for what it is, and you move on, and you take responsibility, and you move on.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, then what is it all for in the end?
Mhm.
Like, at some point, we're all going to have to meet our maker. And
Mhm.
to be honest, like, if you look at all throughout history, through all the different cultures, like, I love Egyptian history. Like, if your heart gets weighed and it's not light as a feather, a fucking crocodile creature is gonna fucking eat it. Guess what? I don't want that to happen to me. Like, respectfully.
Mm.
So I'm on that mind frame where it's like, I understand why I had to go through what I had to go through, and how to learn how to get myself out of the conditioning that I was taught in order for me to not pass that on to my child. That's called
Mhm.
breaking a curse, right? It's a generational curse breaker. So, regardless of anything, you can't go backwards in time to change what happened. You can only do what you can right now, right? And also, we're not guaranteed tomorrow, and yesterday is not coming back.
Shit, we ain't guaranteed. We ain't guaranteed the next hour.
Exactly.
I like what Cheryl Reed just said. I love this. My grandmother used to tell me, "Kindness will take you where a dollar won't."
Mm.
Those are the words that never forgotten. For real, you know what I mean? And
And also,
greatness is
too,
in
like,
and greatness is in the details, man. It's and we all got a story. We all want to tell our story, and we all can tell our story. We all can have a place to tell the story, and you shouldn't be afraid to want to tell your story or to create. And you shouldn't be like you said, to be hard on yourself. Well, I'm a certain age, and I don't want to learn how to edit. I don't want to learn how to be a photographer. Well, why not? Why not? Why not take the time? And then you got to look around with the circle you're around. Because if you're around a circle that's telling you, nah, man, don't make that pivot. Nah, you can't. You can't. Can't's a word of defeat. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So it's like you could do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you got to be totally focused and understand that you know, there's a way to go about things. And if people are, if your friends or the people you're around, your circle is vile or fucked up, then it's okay to move on. Doesn't matter if you grew up with them your whole life. They ain't where you're at right now, and that's okay. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You got to go where home is, where the heart is, man. You got to go where who's gonna treat you right, and and like you said, you shouldn't be hard on yourself if you make that move. You know?
Right. We all have an opportunity to grow. And if you choose it, it all just comes down to choices. And thankfully, we live in, well, I think we live in an open air prison, but that's just me. I'll be with my tinfoil hat in a corner somewhere saying that. But I do think that the concept of free will is something that we're all granted, and what you choose to do with that free will within your own power, within your own being, is on you. And, you know, if you choose to elevate, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that fall off because not everyone's going to meet you where you're at. And it's also not your job to go down into the trenches to pick them up either. Because some
Not
people
everybody can
choose,
go.
not everybody can go, and that's okay. You know, like it's okay to part ways with certain situations, people, places, and things, knowing that when you're meant to elevate is because that blessing is for you, and those who are going to be around it are going to be there, and that table was set up for you. So enjoy it. Like actually take the second, because I'll leave it with this last thing. It's just like sometimes we're too focused on tomorrow that we forget to just like literally, as the saying goes, like stop and smell the roses. Like look at how far you've come from where you were. Like and relish in that. Like enjoy that, you know what, in this moment in time, in this space, we can have this conversation. God willing, we wake up another day tomorrow and you can have another one. You know what I'm saying? And just be always gracious and grateful. So
Before you tap out here, let me ask you this. So with everything we just said to bring it to Eddie O'Brien, how does Eddie O'Brien after 30 years get out of jail, right? And if he's exonerated, how does he get it back on track with all the shit that we learn from being out here? Do you think he's learning any of that in there, or do you think it's possible he could learn this type of behavior in there?
you know, I'm going to hold hope for Eddie because I think that he has a wonderful support system. His parents have been advocating for him. He has a lot of like love being thrown his way and has been for a while. His lawyers, etc. Will it be an adjustment period? Sure. But I think that, you know, while the world is going to look very different for him coming out of there, I think that surrounding him with encouragement and for him to have a really strong support system is what's going to help him get through it. Because at the end of the day, I will never know what it is to have gone through your experience. Kevy Kevs, Jay, Berlin, Renee. Hi, Renee. If that's you, hi.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope,
She's here.
I hope you're feeling better. Or Eddie's experience. But I do think that we don't have to become products of our experience. We can always choose to be better. And I do think that, you know, Eddie had to grow up in this system, and hopefully he's one of the ones that actually gets to break it and gets to actually enjoy the time that he does have on this earth. That's my hope and prayer for him. God willing, he is able to get out of this and that justice is actually served. So in my opinion, my hope and prayer is that he will get through this. He has the right people around him, and I think he'll be all right.
I appreciate you, Chimmy, and I'll catch you next round, girl.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Have a good night, everyone. Keep
You
doing, you
too,
know, what
girl.
you're doing. You guys are killing it.
We'll talk soon, girl.
All right, bye. You too,
Peace.
bye.
Peace. Renee, what up, girl?
Hey, what's going on, J.F.K?
How we feeling?
Kev,
How we feeling today?
April. You know what? When I first came in here, I was down. When I said the struggle was real, I was down. I got some bad news. There's two masses on my right kidney,
Oh man,
and that was from a CAT scan today.
damn,
And the
girl.
first thing I did was, I'm a black belt, and I'm not used to being in bed. I'm not in bed a lot. And my master sensei lives in the area, and I called, and he brought a mat, and he helped work my feet, my legs, and I got up. I moved. You know, if I have to get another kidney, I have to get another kidney. You know, I got to do what I got to do to take care of it. Breaking that generational home thing where people make you feel guilty about leaving. It was me. I mean, in the 80s, I was living in an epidemic heroin based atmosphere. It's not the path I wanted to choose. I was called everything when I left, everything. Even when I came back home, I was called a punk. I was called everything. And it's so hard because if you don't break that change, if you don't break that change, you're not going to change. You're going to stay the same. I'm not ashamed of where I'm from, but I'm proud of where I've gone to. I'm so proud of where I've gone to. Being a single mom for so many years, I've always told my boys, treat your girlfriend, treat your wife like you want a man to treat your mom. And if you can remember that, you will always treat a woman good. Treat them the way you want your mom to be treated. Because I know you saw shit. I know you know shit.
Absolutely. I'm sorry to hear that. So what are they saying? Have you got any news on that yet or no?
Um, uh, just the news that two of them are there and they have to be biopsied probably tomorrow.
Mm.
So,
So how you feeling right now? How you doing right now in this moment?
ups and downs. But I feel better in here. You know, you have a way of bringing a spirit up. Kevy Kev has a way of bringing a spirit up. Jay Brilliant has a way of bringing a spirit up. The chat. Family is chosen. It's not always blood. Family is chosen. Where you want to spend your time is chosen. And sure, I can sit here and I can get down. I can get real down, but I'm gonna choose not to. I'm gonna choose not to. Um, you know, there's a saying that God doesn't throw too much your way, and He's sure testing me. He's testing me. He's throwing that shit. Fucking snowballs are coming hurling. They're coming hurling fast, and yeah, I'm just gonna catch him and throw him back. I'm gonna catch him and throw him back.
I love that. That's beautiful that you're doing that.
And
So we were talking about Eddie, like the self sabotage. Do you think in the 30 years that if Eddie being in jail, you think that he's getting the proper nourishment, like as far as like learning how to cope with struggle and things like that? If he gets out, you think, based on what you know about him, you think it's gonna be a struggle with him?
Absolutely, absolutely. He was 15 years old, right? How old was he when he went in?
15.
Do you? I don't believe that he is getting. I don't believe that he's getting a proper mental education. Is his law education there? Is he intelligent? Yes. But how is he going to cope when he comes out? Because everything's going to be different. I mean, he hasn't. For example, when I picked my brother up after being in for 10 years, like we were riding down the highway and he'd see a billboard at McDonald's and say, "What the hell is a frozen coffee?" You know, it just little things like that. They don't know what's the new iPhone, what's the technology, how do I work it, where do I go with it, what do I do with it, and to stand up and be a man now at his age, how does he do that without having the proper guidance? How does he get into a relationship without having a proper guidance?
Right.
It's all the world's going to be new to him. He's going to be looking at it like from a 15-year-old's eyes as a grown man.
Yep.
And that's how I feel about it. I think it's going to be a struggle.
Indeed. Indeed. So what's your days looking like there? Do you sleep during the day or you sleep at night? What are you doing over there right now?
Well, I'm up all the time right now. Also, too, pretty much they couldn't get a vein today, and I have like 3 or 4 different bags of IV going in me. So the last one collapsed today, and my nurse is standing right by me right now, trying to find, well, not trying to find a vein anymore, but fixing up those arms. But we put a PICC line in. I had to do that this afternoon. And a PICC line is just something that stays in there. They don't have to find veins anymore because they're pretty much done. They come around early in the morning as like the first blood draw about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you might sleep till like 6, and then they start coming around to clean, and then the doctors either do their rounds. So yeah, it's noisy. It's a mind game, and I just grab some Z's when I can, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's just up to me, you know. I want to get up. I want to take myself to the shower. I want to take myself to the bathroom. I don't, if I can do it, let me do it. I don't want to get in the habit of just laying here. I just don't want to do that.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the help. Stand by if I need you, but let me try to do it on my own.
Yeah. Well, Renee, we're gonna let you go, and we appreciate you coming up here, and we'll see you in the chat, and we'll catch you the next time around for sure, my girl. And you get better, all right? And stay strong.
Thank you. I will keep up
Stay
the good
strong.
work, y'all. I'm sorry,
Uh,
Kev, I didn't hear you.
Stay strong. Stay strong. You got this.
Thank you. I will. I will.
Stay strong.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jason. Peace, love.
Peace and love, Renee. Take it easy. Peace. Renee, ladies and gentlemen, Renee, Renee. We got Terry up in here. Terry, what's up, Terry?
Uh, I just wanted to say that God bless that everything you've done. This has been so amazing to sit back and watch it. And literally at this point in time, I like look and now I'm investigating myself, like looking at stuff. Um, and Brian, God love him. And I just want to say thank you. You guys
You're
have
well.
done the No, you guys have like rocked everything. I mean, literally, through all this other
Where you calling?
crap that's come.
Where you calling from?
I want. Well, I'm a Cape Cod girl, but I'm living in Florida
Okay.
at this point, taking care of mom with dementia, so it's a little bit different.
Right.
But you guys have like done such an amazing job on this. It's like, digging deep to find the truth. Corruption in mass has been going on since, oh my Lord, I probably could have birthed all of you boys. That's how
God
old
damn.
I am.
That's all right. You're a young lady. Stop it.
But I've seen it from the day I was born. Massachusetts is like a state of corruption, always has been. And but to see what you guys have, like, you flipped the switch, and I'm not disregarding Karen Reed, God forbid. I respect her, I love her, God bless her, but everybody else on this YouTube crap has ridden the wave to the point that it's like, it just, and when you got, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm so impressed that you guys flipped it, and now we're seeing other stuff coming up, and I love it. And God love you guys for digging deep. And Jay Brill, you rock.
Thank you.
You really do.
Yeah, he's
You,
he's getting up every day. He's calling everybody.
yeah,
We're working as a
right?
unit. We're working as a
I
unit. We try to.
know. You
But
guys are
that's
like amazing.
yeah. Well,
I
yeah, we're
got
gonna
told
try
off
to.
for my first time today.
Yeah, why don't you tell him about that, Jay, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I found Mary Pereira, Janet's best friend, one of her best friends.
Oh,
And when I called, I was under the assumption that she was on Eddie's side because someone told me reach out to her because she can confirm the story about Artie and the 5 cabs. So I called and I'm like, hey, is this Mary? She's like, yeah, who's this? And I identified myself and I'm like, would you want to come on the show and talk about, what happened that night? And this woman said, I'm not even going to say the words she said, but in other words, Eddie's guilty and she will not even watch the show for a second. She told me that all the evidence is pointing towards him. You know, I did try to tell her like hidden evidence is coming out and everything. And she said pretty much, don't ever call my phone again, and hung up on me.
And she
Yeah, she was
actually
a bad
knows.
one.
She actually knows. Janet actually told her about Adi.
And right, that's what I was trying to get at. Like, tell us what you know. Anything you know. It doesn't matter if you're for him or against him. The whole point is getting justice for Janet. We want to hear from anybody and everybody. If you're against him, we want to hear why. You know,
Right.
let us hear your facts. Let us hear your details.
And that's the narrative of what Riley put out there. He got found guilty, so he's guilty. You know, and that's what she's going with. Like he put that out there. You know, once you're found, that's usually the narrative, right? 9 times out of 10, if you're guilty, you're guilty. Most people think that way. But like you said, it doesn't make a difference if she believes it or not. Just tell us what happened. Did Janet ever tell you that she was afraid of Adi? And if you say, I mean, you could just answer that one question, and we're good with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
So Terry,
Jay,
who do you think?
you're hitting it.
Who do you think did it? Do you believe that?
I'm tossed between. I think there. I'm tossed. I'm like Artie, 100, kind of, sorta. But then I've got that Paul thing in my head. Like I'm
But you don't
trying
think it
to
was Eddie?
figure. No, no, no. Are you? Did you see that boy? He's a baby. Please. He couldn't have hurt a fly. As big as he was, please. That boy couldn't have hurt anybody. He couldn't go swimming. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
You didn't hurt Janet Downing? No.
No, yeah, right? I mean, my heart just breaks for him. Like, I look at him at 45 going, oh, dear Lord. And you know what? My respect for him is so huge that he would sit there at that hearing and say, parole hearing, and say, he's not going to back down from what he's not going to admit something he didn't do. You know,
Right.
this kid is just like he knows he didn't do it.
Right.
Does he know who might have been in the house? I have no clue. All I know is that that kid didn't do it. Artie, but I wonder about Paul now. I mean, I have this, you know, I think there was a lot of. I lived in Watertown when this was going on, right? So I remember this whole case, and I'm like trying to get my head back in the game of what was going on at that time frame. And yeah, yeah. And I understand the whole when you talk about on the streets of the squares and the guys and all that stuff. I remember that. I used to go to the can tab all the time. I don't know if any of you know about the can tab. That was
What
my
is it?
favorite place to dance. The can tab in Florida Square.
Oh, okay.
We used to go to the can tab all the time. You know, so I just, I understand the whole mentality of that. But I can't see that kid doing that. I don't know. J.F.K., what do you think?
I mean, I say run the DNA.
Yes.
That's what I say. I
Yes.
say run the
Amen.
DNA.
Amen.
But listen,
So
Terry,
I'm
we're
not
gonna.
gonna. I know I'm going naughty,
No, it's
and
fine. It's fine, girl.
no, I'm going naughty. I'm tired.
That's fine.
But I just want to say mad respect to you guys for everything you do.
And much
I
respect
have,
to you.
yeah, you and Kevin Kev and Jay Brill, you guys are rock stars, and I don't care what anybody says. So remember that. Much
Absolutely.
love, much
Thank
Peace.
love, and God bless.
God bless
Appreciate
you,
it.
Terry. Appreciate the call, girl. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Peace. Great phone call. Great phone call. Great, 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 great. See, the love is real. The love is real. People think Eddie didn't do it. We're talking about self destruction. Renee thinks that, if he gets out, with the right treatment, he'll be good. Renee found out some bad news today. Prayers up for Renee. We'll be, Renee's in chat with us. And so everybody keep her on your prayers. Shimmy up here breaking it down that, the devil is present if you let him in and let him be present. We're talking about self-sabotage. We're talking about the 90s. We're talking about our generation. We're talking about, this whole thing, man. This whole, we're here now, man. It's 2025. On a lot of us are, on our fifth level of life. A lot of us, there's a lot of people in the chat that are in their 70s, their late 60s. Some of them are in their early 30s. Point is, we don't have 18-year-olds on this chat. That's one thing for sure. We got a lot of adults populating this chat, and we all come from these times, and we're trying to figure out what went wrong with this Eddie O'Brien. Why has he been down 30 years? Well, why did it they didn't do the DNA? Why did people turn the other way? And then you listen to Brill. He says, listen, I talked to Mary, Mary Pereira. That's her name, right? Mary Pereira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Pereira. She's one of the people who wrote in a statement that Janet said that she was afraid of Adi, and now she's saying, I think he did it. Is she scared? Does she not want her name involved in this? Does she is she worried about people are gonna come for her? She worried about Adi. She worried about the police. Who knows? Why is she being so tight-lipped? Why can't she just answer some questions about what happened that night? Whether she thinks Eddie did it or not, that's not the point, right, Jay Bro?
It's not. We just, at the end of the day, we're here for the truth. No matter who we find out did it, we want the truth. Bottom line.
Boom.
That's right.
Well, it's been another great show, guys. This is part 21.
Let me just add something real quick, though.
Go ahead, my brother. Whatever you want.
We are definitely looking for the truth, and we're looking for the main objective is finding justice for Janet Downing. But without the other side talking, and I know people are in the chat, and this is why I'm saying that, get the word out to people, talk about it, because at the end of the day, it looks like Eddie is innocent. I don't know for sure if he is, but all the facts, the evidence, the statements that people that we heard from, no one's giving us any other reason to believe he's not innocent.
Indeed, Jay, bro. Great words, great words. You want to say anything in closing, Kevy Kev 781? Real quiet tonight, Kevy Kev 781.
I mean, I'm been listening to a lot of all the knowledge and shit and the truth, man. You guys are speaking on some good topics, just about life in general and how things change. I mean, to reflect on that, you know, growing up, breaking the cycle, seeing, the generations that have been affected by certain things, and just making that change, working hard for it and pushing forward, everybody's got ups and downs. I mean, life is a roller coaster of challenges. Um, and for a guy like Eddie that's been locked down for 30 something years right now, I mean, it's gonna be baby steps when he gets out. He's gonna have to start all over. He's gonna have to find his place in society, after carrying this name, for 30 years. It will be a tough transition. That's what I believe. But you got to have that mindset.
Hold on a second. Kelsey, you could Venmo me, and I'll send it to Kevy Kev on Cash App if that's what you want to do. Free Kelsey. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, you can transition, you know, his transition will be tough, you know, and it's going to have to be baby steps coming into it, you know. What he does have and he's had is, you know, a lot of family support, which is, you know,
amazing.
That's big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you have a family standing behind you and, you know, they want you to come home and, you know, they're willing to, you know, stand up and shout, you know, this platform here, you know, we want to sort this out, you know. We don't know Eddie personally. You know, I don't know his parents personally. I don't know, you know, the Downings personally. I don't know fucking Adi personally. You know, but, you know, to lay all this down and to go over it as deep as we have, you know, it's mind-boggling. You know, I mean, it's getting sorted out. You know, my big thing is run that DNA. You know, I think, you know, we should find out what it's going to take to run this DNA.
Mm-hmm. I think we kind of know. We kind of know already. It's gonna take a judge to let that shit go.
Well, I hope and pray that, you know, he gets this opportunity.
Indeed.
You know,
just like that, we hit the 3-hour mark, and it was a great flight. We are now putting the landing gear down. I appreciate every last one of y'all tuning in. This is part 21. Rewind it. Take the jewels. Listen to it. Take whatever you take from it. Use it. Apply it to your life. Tell a son. Tell your cousin. Tell your friend. You know, it's a battle, man. We're all going through something. Eddie's going through something. We're all here together. We're all trying to find out the truth. We're all trying to decipher what the hell went wrong on July 23rd of 1995. I go by the name of J.F.K.
And I go by Kevy Kev.
And I go by Jason Burlon.
And we'll see y'all for part 22. Would you believe it? Peace and love, people. Investigate. 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 Kevy Kev, what does Adi say? What do you got something to tell Adi about the dog?
You never said nothing about the fucking dog, Adi.
You look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
You look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
You look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
You look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
You look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
You look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
You look at the evidence, you'll see the truth.
What's the truth?
I just wanna chill and twist the lie. Catch stunts in my 745. You drive me crazy, shorty. I need to see you and feel you next to me. I provide everything you need, and I like your smile. I don't wanna see you cry. Got some questions that I gotta ask, and I hope you can come up with the answers, babe. Girl, hey, it's easy to love me now. Hey, would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Girl, it's easy to love me now. smell so good, would you still hug me? If I got locked up and sentenced to a quarter century, could I count on you to be there to support me mentally? If I went back to a hoopty from a Benz, would you poof and disappear like some of my friends? If I was hit and I was hurt, would you be by my side? If it was time to put in work, would you be down to ride? I get out and peel a brother cap, chill and dry. I'm asking questions to find out how you feel inside. If I ain't rap cause I flip burgers at Burger King, would you be ashamed to tell your friends you
Why? Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Beef never dies. I hold a mean grudge. Life is cruel. I never knew love. How I feel with evil and it's running through my blood. Every day I'm trying, but I'm fucking up. Judge sick of seeing me, I'm doing time. Lost everything, even lost my mind. Gotta pay the price when you cross the line. That's alright. We all gonna die. All gonna die. They die first. All gotta go. Day out of worse. The hurt and the pain. Sitting in a cell. 4 basements. Living in hell. Who can you tell? Don't understand. Can't reach goals. Don't have a plan. Feeling so paranoid. My life is a lie. Now close your eyes and say goodbye. I know better to say goodbye. I know better. Time to say goodbye. Say goodbye. Police on the bus, yo, they took my hat. Let time pass and I got me a strap. Found that motherfucker and I took it back. I grew up in the era where they cooked the crap. Law library, fighting for his life. Love from the mods, got caught with a knife. Shedding some light, it's getting dark. On the same corners, but we worlds apart. Play it smart, they watching every move. Only a fool got something to prove. Nothing to lose, we making gains. Running around, chasing fame. Know my name, heavy in the game. I played my part, I made my lane. Feeling so paranoid, life is a lie. Now close your eyes and say goodbye. They pray and pray for your downfall.
Yeah. On and on. Back in the days when I was younger. Yeah. Turn me up in the headphones. Summertime vibes, you know what I mean? He put it on my mama. Where's my ladies at, on my mother's at? You know what I mean? Yeah. State to state, worldwide. Listen. We pilot through the struggle, above and beyond. It's a long fall from pride. What you standing on? Goals in plain sight. Get your landing strong. He fucked up the play because he ran it wrong. Underbelly of Boston, filled with racist rats. The sneak gets away, but it often traces back. They digging up the bodies, got DNA to match. Feds listening to your boss, he got life for rap. Damn. Seems the greed indeed, it was trolling you. Court closed wrinkle, they smelling like mildew. Old Spice in the air, old law holding you. It's in God's hands with a creed overview. Too many suckers pulling, not enough pushing. Feeling like Guru, driving Boston to Brooklyn. God's working overtime, devil is cooking. Got shot twice, survived, but the cancer took him. Damn, back in the days when I was younger, Dad was never home, he put it on my mama. I was just a baby when I seen all the trauma. But on God, we gonna shine every summer. Back in the days when I was younger, Dad was never home, he put it on my mama. I was just a baby when I seen all the trauma. But on God, we gonna